All right, gents, what do we say we get this show on the road here? When last we met, it was a dreary, drizzly, rainy day in the Calded Sticks for the Crown Collectors. They had traversed the lake between Rathburn and the Bogmother's Island. They had fought a giant crocodile. They had fought worms and animated plants and witnessed large carnivorous pod-like plant creatures devouring prey, but none of that compared to the experience they had when they reached their destination at the center of the island, when they met the Bogmother, Drelka. Exchanges were made, both in materials and attitude, and with a little coercion and manners, the Bogmother heard the pleads of the Crown Collectors to aid them in locating a suspected dragon in the area. What they found was a little more than they bargained for, in that this dragon was a particularly vile creature. And not to be taken lightly. Bestowing upon them a few gifts to aid them in their journey, Drelka bid them farewell, and the Crown Collectors returned to Rathburn. Some drinks were had, some food, and a little bit of information was learned on where to find those close to the dragon. Members of a cabal or cult known as the Blackwing. As the night dragged on and Sazaros played his boisterous music within the tavern, the night died down and everybody slunk off to bed with aims at finding horses and traveling to Dainne in order to deal with the curse that had befallen their comrade, Atgierr. And that is where we will pick up today. It is night. You all are in your own rooms and just trying to process what has transpired within the last 24 hours, which is a lot. As you find rest, all of you, collectively, have the same vision. A green, circular portal of vines with a deep green light beyond. Into that light you stare and stare, and you just see a wrinkled, long-taloned hand that looks very familiar, kind of reaching through it, but it's not reaching towards you. It's a longing. It's as if you are on the other side of where this hand is reaching, and it can't get through. And you feel frustration for whoever this creature is. And for each of you, your vision goes dark. You awake the next morning, refreshed, still feeling a little filthy and mosquito bitten, but no worse for the wear. Except for Sazaros. Sazaros, you awaken with a point of exhaustion.
Oh no.
Really? Huh. Alrighty.
Hangovers are a bitch.
And you cannot see. As you reach to your eyes, you feel a thick layer of crusty material at your eyelashes and eyelids. There is a stinging sensation associated with trying to open your eyes, which are at this present moment sealed shut with this crusty material.
Yeah.
Pink eye.
Great. Don't come near any of us.
Atgierr,
Yeah.
you awaken with a point of exhaustion.
Oh no. Oh no.
How are my eyes, DM?
Oh no.
Oh,
Your
great
eyes
and
are-
merciful DM.
Do we all
Your eyes
do we
are
have
good.
a different disease?
Oh,
So
I have
Atgierr,
other
as
kinds
you
of disease.
walk over to, you don't have a mirror in your room. This is not a really fancy inn where each room has a mirror, but it does have a wash basin. And as you look down into the water to splash water on your face, just before you dip your hands into the water, you notice dark circles around your eyes. That similar sallowed and yellowed appearance to your skin, and an ever longing, nagging feeling that you have to get that bag, and you have to get inside of it. You need it.
Do I know
need
what
you to-
this is? As in, do I recognize this as the influence of the blade, or am I considering this to be my own thoughts?
It feels, I would say, I'm not gonna make you roll. It feels exactly how it felt the other day.
Gotcha.
So I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. I'm never gonna remember this. Saving throws, are they modified
No.
by the exhaustion?
No.
Or
No,
is that
just
just
ability
skill
checks.
checks? Just skill checks? Alright.
That's right.
Wisdom saving throw! Yeah!
13. Okay, good to know. All right. The rest of you wake up feeling refreshed. You're dirty, though. You're still sweaty. This place doesn't have a bathhouse or anything like that. I will say that, Axton, your armor is starting to creak very, very loudly.
Oh boy.
As you pull it on and strap it in place, you're starting to see signs of just the very, very hint of rust starting to develop at the joints and the hinges in your armor, and every movement you make squeals.
Well, I guess I'll be looking for some oil or something to polish my armor.
Well, everybody's hearing me stumbling in my room and crying out.
Oh,
So
dear.
yeah, Sazaros, you are right now in your room, and it's going to take some effort to open your eyes. Why don't you go ahead and, just to keep it fun, why don't you go ahead and make a medicine check?
You got this, Sazzy.
That's a 4 because I have disadvantage.
Yeah,
You know,
you
here's the Dragonborn kind of stumbling around and banging into shit, and he's gonna go check on stuff.
okay. Sazaros, you are at this moment unable to open your eyes. I mean, these doors do lock from the inside, so you get to his room and it's locked.
Hey, what's going on in here?
You know, it's gonna call
Yes, I
Atgierr for assistance.
I can't
I'm
see.
coming.
I can't
And
see.
Atgierr comes out. He has literally just tiny little boxers on. But instead of parts, it's just disembodied beards of various
boy.
types and styles. Hey, you lock yourself out to your room there, wizard.
No, we need to get in to see Sazaros. Because he's banging
Hey.
around, and I don't know what the hell his problem is,
Oh,
but
that
we'll
means-
find out.
Yeah, you're hearing me yelling there. I can't see.
Right, turn the light on. Right, no, I'll take care of it. I got this. And he just produces a lock-picking kit from seemingly nowhere and gets to work.
Was it from nowhere, though, or was it in his prison wallet?
There's always a pocket to be utilized. Right,
Man pocket.
if you'd be so kind as to put some pressure on this door, help me out. This, here.
You know, it's gonna use Mage Hand because he just watched Atgierr pull something out of a place that he doesn't want to think about. So yeah,
So
Mage Hand is
you
gonna
know,
push on the
me, does
door.
it just make it a straight roll?
Yes, it would just be a straight roll. So whatever comes up first, yeah.
Here we go. 16.
Yeah. Easy enough to do with Yuno's mage hand, which is only capable of lifting or pushing 5 pounds of material. It's enough where you're able to kind of wedge the door. It's not an elaborate lock. It's literally a handle that once you are inside, it slips free, and you're just kind of taking. You don't even really need your tools, but you use them to just sort of stick it into the tumbler and flip it loose, and the door swings open. At which point you see Sazaros in his bed dress, kind of sitting on the floor with his legs splayed out and kind of leaning on his arms, and you just see this red crust over his eyes.
Ew.
Hey, that's not
Yuno is going to cast prestidigitation on his eyes and try to clean them off magically.
Go ahead and make a. I'm gonna make you make a medicine check.
Okay. Is that one of the things that I know? No.
Like you're pouring acid into his eyes.
You grabbed
12,
bleach instead of
14.
saline.
Bleach, this should help. Yeah.
What'd you get?
14.
14. That is not enough. Yeah, you kind of take your hands and put them on the sides of his head and just kind of close your eyes and try really, really hard to lift this material off his eyes. And you're able to get most of it off, I'll say, with a 14. But there's still material. So Sazaros, at this point, I'm going to say that you can see shadows and vague shapes and colors. Anything that requires perception is going to be at disadvantage. Even saving throws.
Wait, is he blinded?
He is not blinded now.
Okay.
At this point, he is not blinded. But you're only going to be able to see about 10 feet in front of you.
Mhm.
So right now, you can kind of see you don't bump into stuff, but it's very, very uncomfortable.
If I cast lesser restoration, will that do anything?
only one way to find out.
Let me see.
Because it says that I can either heal or end one disease or one condition. But if he's not blinded, then I don't know
Okay,
if that
So
still
it turns out,
counts.
technically we do have a potion of cure disease, but we may want to find a healer. Make sure that is what we're dealing with.
Okay, Koza, what is your... Are you proficient in medicine?
1 second.
Who isn't?
But the rest of us.
Medicine. Yes, I am.
Oh
Okay,
shit!
then go ahead and you can cast lesser restoration, but I'm gonna need you to find your way to his room because you're not there.
Okay.
You're
While
down
this
the hall.
is going,
Getting ready.
while this is going on, Yuno's going to cast alarm on the window as a ritual, so I can put my arcane ward up.
Oh,
Okay.
clever.
All right.
Very
So you're
clever.
gonna take about 10 minutes while Atgier's kind of posted up in the room. But yeah, Koza, you actually don't know that any of this is going on. Neither does Barry, and neither does Daunt.
Alright, well then I'll make my way over to that room. Because I assume I would have heard everything going on and everybody kind of
Yeah,
making their way over there.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and make a perception check?
I will do that.
What, the 230-pound dragon fumbling about and knocking on his ass? Didn't
We had a
get
very
that.
good time last night. All right.
Yeah, Koza, you wake up with a little bit of a hangover. You kind of walk right by the room and head downstairs and don't hear any of this.
Yeah, I don't hear shit.
Yeah, we all see you walk by and be like, "Oh, good, he's here." And then as we go back to make it to the
Just-
blind guys and fall out the window, we look back and you're not there.
And I just walk right
We're
by.
like, what the hell?
Hey,
So- Yeah, here, this is where we're at, gentlemen. Sazaros is kind of barely able to kind of
Function.
see a little bit where he's going.
you
Yeah,
know,
and that's as far as you guys were able to get with those rolls.
you're smarter than I am. Should we just leave him here and find a healer in town? You've already alarmed the window, eh? So Should be fine.
Yeah, I mean we can go into town, I would imagine, and probably find. Here, we're probably not gonna find anyone that can help. We might have to go. Like, we might have to take Mr. Dragon to a big city that has like real
Proper healers.
medicine.
Well, we were
People.
already.
Well, like I said, I did pick up a potion of cure disease. Remember when I got it because, well, the pony was a little horse? It was amusing. Anyway, technically we have one potion of cure disease, which I could splash in his face like an angry ex-wife.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
Aren't
Well-
most potions meant to be imbibed anyway?
Right, I don't know how magic works. I imbibe most things that I shouldn't.
All right. Well,
Should I-
what are you doing? Are you splashing it on his face? Are
Right,
you
learn by doing,
giving it to
and
him?
I'm gonna take the potion of cure disease and hand it to the blind guy and be like, trust me, what could go wrong?
Trusting you, everything.
Yeah.
You aren't wrong there.
All right. Down the
I'm
hatch.
gonna mark off one potion of cure hoarseness.
All right. You
Last one I have.
you pop the small cork, and it's a very small vial, about the size of a film canister, and it's a acrid, kind of very pungent, stinging in the nose kind of smell. Very, very medicine-y, very chemical smell. Almost, your mouth almost immediately rejects it as it passes over your lips and into, well, you don't have lips, you're a dragonborn, onto your tongue, and you almost cough it up immediately, but you're able to muscle it down, get it down, and as you swallow it, you feel a warming sensation starting in your stomach that begins to rapidly pulse and spread throughout your body. And all of a sudden your eye, the crusties around your eye are not gone. Those are there. But you feel the pain in your head, the throbbing wub, 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 wub. Your pulse begins to slow. The swelling in your mind starts to subside. And you're able to slowly see through the curtain of darkness that shrouded your vision. You no longer have blood blindness.
Oh boy.
Your eyes are still crusty. It's probably going to take a little bit of effort to wash that loose, but Sazaros, you are cured.
Yay.
Still got that point
Okay.
of exhaustion though, right?
The point of exhaustion is gone.
Atgierr didn't wash his hands, so now you have pink eye.
Jerry, so funny story. You don't want to know where I keep these.
I can smell enough to know that you're right.
Right, I'm gonna go get changed. I'm glad that you're looking and feeling better, Sazzy.
Thank you. Thank both of you.
And you see, like,
This point-
Atgierr just sort of wearily staggers back to his room to start putting on his boots, realizing that he hasn't put his pants on yet, and then having to start all over.
About this time, Daunt kind of pokes his head in, and his blue skin and dark blue hair tumbled over his shoulders. Just kind of looks in and goes, What is going on in here? Are you alright, Sazaros?
It seems a little lingering effect from our excursion yesterday gave me some eye troubles. I couldn't see.
Which is bad.
Yes.
Ain't good.
It looks like you're feeling better now. Why don't we head downstairs and get those horses we were talking about purchasing?
Sounds good. Give me a few moments to gather myself and get ready for the travel.
We're gonna say, I'm guessing you guys are gonna head down, have breakfast. That's gonna be a silver apiece.
Marking that down. Oop, that's a platinum. There we go.
If I'm saying that.
Okie doke.
All right. So, what would you guys like to do to procure horses? Now, remember, your party actually has, I think, 3 horses, as well as Shortcake, who is a pony.
Perhaps we should look at getting a wagon. Very least, we don't have to carry our own kit. And besides,
We should head to whatever passes for a stable in these parts
Okay.
and see what we can even
go
find.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I will assist you in this, and/or just do it. Your call.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Looking for a thing.
You know, it's got a 21.
Damn.
Yeah, there's definitely a stables here. It is kind of a one-horse town, but they have more than one horse. They do not have any carts, unfortunately. None for sale. There are people that you see 1 or 2 carts being pulled around this part of town. Mind you, this is the west side of town, kind of where you entered from the Bogmothers when you guys transported through the tree and wound up on this part of town. But they do have 3 not draft horses, 3/4 horses for sale. And those are going to run you, let's see here, normally they'd be 75, but these horses don't look to be like any kind of pedigree or anything. Looks like they literally just took them from, you know, someone that was met out in the wilds. None of the saddles match, so we're going to call that 60 gold apiece.
Is going to try to negotiate and get them for 50
Look,
gold
excuse
apiece.
me. Let me see what we can do for some haggling.
Okay?
All right.
You see there's what looks like an elderly goblin who is right now, he's kind of raking hay into the corner of one of the stables, and he just kind of sees you and looks up at you. One of his eyes is closed, the other one is bug-eyed and open. He just kind of looks up and goes, "Yes, you would like horses?"
Yes, we would. My party and I here are in need of some horses, and well, I have to say that the price that you're asking for the quality of steed here, I mean, come on, let's be honest with ourselves, can we?
"I'm honest all the time. 60 gold." You just see him continuing to rake. And then he grabs a little bit of manure and just sort of flings it towards a small cart that is precariously near your feet.
Like 60, really? Come on, the quality of the leatherwork there. I mean, we're really struggling here. I don't think I could do anything more than 50 gold per steed.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Dang, it's like you had it ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 50, but you take the brown ones. And he kind of like looks like he was getting ready to bring out like a chestnut-colored one and a painted one, and he just grabs the reins of 3 brown horses and drags them toward you. 150 gold.
Done and done. Thank you.
Thank you. You just hear him kind of take the sack of gold and just sort of stuff it in his belt, and continues to fling manure generally in your direction, but it mostly lands in the cart.
Right. Okay.
So as you all begin gathering in front of the stables,
Which 3 of us are going to be deducting the 50 gold?
Atgierr's already reaching into his pocket to help cover down.
Okay.
I think Axton has a horse.
We'll cover the cost of all 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So who has one? I think Axton, you have a horse from last time.
I do actually
yes?
have a horse.
Yeah, you have a horse.
Didn't Uno show up
Daunt,
with a horse?
Daunt has a horse. Trying
I
to
can be a horse.
Yeah, you guys had 2 horses, so you guys decide amongst yourselves who has the other one, and then the other 3 will get them because Daunt has Shortcake.
Right. I don't think I ever did have a horse.
I think we got a horse when we first picked up Uno way back when.
Okay, so we can say you have one.
All right, so I'll take one of the new horses then.
Yeah,
You're also-
Atgierr gets one, and Koza gets one. So you guys could add that to your inventory.
Horse.
So the little goblin fella is just sort of sitting there helping you adjust the saddles to fit the length of your legs, and as he's kind of walking you through the care and kind of stuffing some hay in a sack and tying that to the side of the saddle, you hear the rapid approach of hooves. And sitting atop a pony is someone that Sazaros definitely recognizes as the small halfling musician that he was jamming with last night in the Rusty Cup. His face is white and gaunt. He looks like he's suffering from a flop sweat, and he stops short and rears his horse back as it neighs and brays into the morning air. Frosty breath billowing out of their mouths as he's definitely out of breath, and he just sort of leans down and looks at all of you and says, "Right, you're all mercenaries, yes?"
I guess.
For the most
Crown
part.
collectors, but sure.
He takes a sack of coins and tosses it in your direction. Who catches
What's up, Jameson?
I'll take it.
it? All right.
Yeah, Atgierr
As you catch it,
Flinches away from it, expecting it to be a bomb.
It's not a bomb. It hits your hand. You can feel inside to be somewhere in the vicinity of maybe 25 to 35 coins. You're not exactly sure without inspecting them. And he says, "Quickly, they've taken my daughter. You have to come with me. They've left the west side of town towards the west. Come!" And he turns and runs.
Koza immediately takes off.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Like
Not that horse.
he left as soon as he said daughter.
All right. So that's Koza is leaving town.
All
Yeah, I
right.
guess we'll rush after.
Who's behind Koza?
I'll go.
Yeah, Atgierr will follow
Excellent.
along. Why not? He's got a horse now.
Yeah.
Atgierr.
According to my inventory.
We'll say Daunt's behind Atgierr, and that leaves
Bring him
and
to the rear.
Yuno and
Sazaros in the back.
Sazaros.
Damn, I was really hoping I could ride the druid, but it's cool.
I mean, that's still an option for later.
Deal. Oh, hey, wink, wink.
Look, what you guys do on your own time is your own business.
It's called team building.
It's called bonding, man.
I need a centaur. That'd be great.
So, Atgierr is gonna, even though he's riding forward trying to keep up, he's keeping an eye on the periphery to see if we're being led into an ambush.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
This I will do for you, my friend.
This will be with disadvantage.
Oh, so I gotta roll again because I
Aw.
forgot to put the disadvantage in. 21.
Oh, good.
21's good. Yeah, you're kind of immediately on guard. You're kind of coughing to yourself a little bit, but you're able to kind of scan the area. It's not nearly as foggy right now as it typically has been in the past. There's still a layer of haze. You can't quite see the sky as that pretty blue, but the fog seems to have pushed back and isn't quite as dense. So you're able to scan the area. You see people kind of moseying into town and moseying out, but you guys are all tearing off in one direction following this halfling. And you quickly do catch up with him, and you don't see anybody else in the immediate periphery. And he is just kind of like looking at you and very quickly snapping at his reins. His eyes are wild and wide. He's just desperately racing forward and hoping that you guys will catch up to him, which you eventually do, and you all spread into what looks like a kind of a Canadian Goose V formation with what looks like Koza, Axton, and the halfling bringing up the spear tip and the rest of you trailing behind. And it isn't until about 2 or 3 minutes of really hard riding through the muck, and you guys can hear the slapping, splashing underneath the hooves of your newly bought horses. You start to see what looks like movement ahead. Far through the fog, you can just barely see the hindquarters of a horse with something of a small package or bundle or humanoid hogtied and attached to the back of the saddle, with somebody snapping at the reins ahead of them. It's about maybe 60, 70 feet ahead of you.
Thanks, bro.
And as you see that, we're going to move over to this map.
Oh boy.
Real quick before we get going, if Atgierr were to use athletics to hang on the side of one horse, could he attempt to use the horse as cover to go hiding and have the horse right up front?
Maybe.
So
if you guys want to go ahead, and place the minis.
Rolling.
Oh my god.
Because we're riding, buddy.
What?
Yeah.
You are in a chase sequence.
This is like the 1930s like car chase where they just have the background on like a giant conveyor belt. I love it.
So I need everybody at the back of the map, right over here.
Right over there.
All right. So we've got Axton and Koza up front, and oh, where's my little halfling dude? Let me find. Let's see here. All right. So while I'm searching for this, we're going to go in order that you guys were riding in. As far as we're going to go ahead and use the slowest common denominator is base speed for how everybody's traveling, and anything above that is how far forward you can move. So we're going to call 20 feet to be base movement. Anything above 20 is how far you can move right now. So Koza, you are up front. What would you like to do? Koza. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Noah.
How far away are they?
Okay. What did you say?
People were
Because I couldn't
chasing.
hear you a minute ago. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
So this is the little halfling dude.
Okay, how far away are the people we're chasing?
Right here. This is the halfling dude. And they are about... Yeah, he's 60 feet ahead of you.
So, in that case, I would like to cast Call Lightning 20 feet ahead of them. If
Okay.
that's...
I want to make it clear. He has a hostage.
Yes, that's why I'm not casting it on them. I'm just
Okay.
trying to spook the horses into stop.
Okay. All right, and is that a... How Call Lightning, is that a to hit?
They have to... Each creature within 5 feet of that point has to make a dexterity throw, but I'm casting it like 20 feet in front of them, so... There's no throw.
All right,
there's
so
no
let's... I'm going to use a wisdom save against your spell save DC on the horse.
Okay.
So let's bring up a horse.
Let me find my spell
Horse
save
has a
DC.
wisdom. Horse has no modifier. Wisdom of 11.
No modifier. All right. I got a 15, which is just a straight roll.
just be.
So he is able to kind of navigate and just dodge around where that bolt of lightning strikes ahead of you. You see the horse kind of waver a bit, but he doesn't lose any ground and he doesn't slow. He is moving forward. Axton, what would you like to do?
I cast plant growth
Plant growth where?
directly in front of me.
Directly in front of him? Alright. So we're going to say he is traveling pretty fast and moving through it, but he does get tangled up in... Let's see here. Nope. Oh, don't do that. There we go. Wish there was a way to grab more than one. Okay, so he gets pulled about this far, but unfortunately, you all get tangled in it as well as you pass over the plant growth.
Making a full straight line from us directly to them.
Okay, so you're traveling directly behind him, so whatever he gets caught up in, you're gonna get caught up in as well, because you're casting it on a specific area of land, and then that is being affected, and you're traveling towards it as it passes underneath you.
So it's like somebody threw spike strips across a highway, and we're in pursuit of someone.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Correct.
Plus, we steer around it.
Jump, horsey, jump!
So it's a 100-foot radius.
That's right.
So we're gonna say, although it did it did slow him down, you then got slowed down by the same plant growth, and then they passed over it, and then you passed over it, so you guys are at about the same distance away again.
I understand how that didn't almost completely stop them enough to like almost catch up to them, because it's a 100-foot radius, and if they try to move more than 5 feet through it, like, they can't even move more than 5 feet through it. So we have a direct line with nothing between us, but they have 100 foot ahead of them that they can't really move to.
Yeah, okay. I'm reading it now.
Yeah. So we have a direct line, but they have rough terrain.
Alright, I'll say that they are able to get about... By the time you catch up to them, you're able to get about 20 feet away as they are stomping through it, trying to get through it. And now you are at the edge of the plant growth.
It's only 20 feet, no, 10 feet that they could move.
Yeah, but it's been a few rounds. Like, this is not kicking off round like initiative round where it's 6 seconds. Like, there's a little more time passing through here.
Yeah, because I don't think we would have been able to cover that 100 feet in a turn anyway, even on a horse. It's a riding horse speed.
No, you guys are. We're being a little fast and loose with the time rules here. But yeah, you were able to. I don't think I have a way to stop this map, but you're able to kind of slow them down as they are trudging through it, and now you guys are all at the edge of the plant growth. And if you wish to approach, it will definitely hinder your movement as well.
Only we could fly.
I'm going to cast Hold Person on one of them.
It is not your turn. It is Atgier's turn.
Oh, it's my alright, Atgierr will... If I target the horse that's carrying the girl, is there a chance I hit the girl?
Absolutely.
Okay, but then this other buddy over here, he doesn't have anyone on the back of his horse that we care about, so I can shoot his horse, right?
No, they are on the same horse.
Okay, so there's just one guy and the girl on a horse, my bad.
Correct.
Alright, screw it, I'm gonna try and target the horse
Okay.
with my little short bow. Wish me luck, gents. Is there any penalties? Or do I just roll it straight?
No. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Nope. Unfortunately, that's not enough. As you're struggling with your new horse, you kind of side saddle on the mount and kind of try to struggle to see where the horse is going. And as it's struggling to get through as well, you kind of let loose, and the arrow just goes completely wide, sticking in the hard ground. Let's see. Daunt is going to. What is Daunt going to do? He's going to use 10 feet of his movement. Unfortunately, being stuck. There we go. Right about here. Oh, there we go. Core. And he's going to have Jelly shoot his little bow, which, let's get Jelly on the field. Jelly's over here. Jelly's quick.
Hi, Jelly! What is Jelly again?
Alright.
A sprite?
He's a little sprite.
The most refreshing of familiars.
And I don't see his little bow on here, which is weird. Oh well. We're gonna roll a d20 plus. I'll just roll it. That is 12. So he hits the guy for 1 point of damage. And the guy has to make a con save. Nope. That's a natural 4. So this dude is poisoned. And he's going to throw an E-Blast at the guy and see if he can hit him. Roll well, please. Alright. He's going to just do 1. See if he can knock him off his horse. 12. Pretty good. So, the guy continues to move. You're all continuing to move. About this time, Sazaros, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
You start to notice that him and his horse kind of make it to the other edge of that plant growth area. And even though the horse looks like it's a little worse for wear, it's got plant material growing around its legs. It's kind of ripping free. The guy is now kind of, you see him sort of leaking a green fluid from the side of his mouth. He kind of looks at you all. He's got a patch over one of his eyes, and he snaps the reins again, and they both take off further ahead of you. I need to move this damn guy to the token layer. There we go. Okay. And they pull ahead again. As the U6 are still stuck in the quagmire of the plant growth, it did allow you to get a nice couple of attacks off that weren't really at any disadvantage because you guys weren't moving very quickly. So, Sazaros, what would you like to do?
Oh, geez, I'm trying to figure out what I can do. I don't think any of my spells are going to do much good in this situation.
I would say, at this point, you guys, Axton, Atgierr, Koza, you guys can all use whatever above 20 feet you have. You can use that. You could have used that on your turn to get a little closer. So if you guys want to move yourselves, whatever above 20 you have, you can do that. And that includes you, Sazaros, as it is your turn.
Well, now a horse's base speed is
We got
6.
riding horses, right? So Yeah, like he said. So we get 60, but then we lose the whatever because of the plant growth, right?
Yeah.
So
But
40?
we're right now, because you're all traveling at the exact same speed, you're all using riding horses. I'm treating 20 feet as a base speed as like 0. So whatever above 20 that you guys personally have, I'll let you apply that to your horse. Kind of like a homebrew. You're able to get further ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. Oh man, it sucks to be a dwarf.
Yeah, that's why I moved Daunt here. Okay. And Axton, you can do that as well. And so can you, Koza.
Actually, I just realized I'm a dwarf. Only got 5 feet of movement.
That's what you said. I got disconnected.
I said that we're treating 20 feet as a base speed that everybody's moving. So anything above 20 that your character has, I'm homebrewing it. That's how further ahead you get. So anything above 20 that you have, you can use that as movement right now.
Alright, I guess so. I will take my movement. Mine's 30, so come up here. And I'll use my hand crossbow.
Cool.
See if I can shoot the horse in the rump.
Okay.
And pull that up. And crossbow.
$22, nice. Yeah, that definitely hits the horse. I'm gonna make a, let's see, a dex save to see if he can keep it up. That's a natural 18. So I'm gonna say you definitely hit the horse in the rump, right where you wanted to. For 8 points. Yeah, you can see now this. You shot it what, unfortunately, looks like a very major back hindquarters artery, as it instantly starts dumping a gout of blood. The rider notices this and just smacks his crop into the side of the horse, giving it one last final burst of speed. In doing so, he is going to grab some kind of bundle in his hand about the size of an orange, and you see him kind of bring it up to his mouth. And now you're all moving very quickly, so you're not getting really good detail in any of this. Brings it up to his mouth, yanks something free, and tosses it behind. And it's going to land right square in the middle. So I need
a major league pitcher.
Koza. He just kind of throws it behind him. I'm going to need Koza, Axton, Daunt, and Atgierr to all make dex saves. I will roll for Daunt. Dexterity saving throws, please. Please mind your advantage and disadvantages.
If we have exhaustion though, it doesn't apply to saves, only the skill checks, right?
It does not apply.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, Axton, you fell clean off your horse. You are
I'm
just
not happy with this at all.
Yeah, you fell. It landed directly under your horse, and your horse kind of flipped to its side and skids to a halt. So unfortunately, you are out of the fray for right now. Same thing with you, Koza. Your horse just kind of both of you just blasts you apart, or didn't blast you apart, knocks you apart away from each other, and you both dismount. So Koza and Axton, I'm gonna have you remove your minis from the map as everyone else is continuing to move forward. All right. So, you are up. You watch this guy just throw this exploding package behind him, and Axton and Koza were thrown from their horse. You narrowly are able to maneuver around them on your horse. What would you like to do?
What, beat the shit out of the guy?
Yeah, about how far away are they?
I'll tell you exactly. He is 65 feet away. You see him kind of, he's really kicking into gear. He's digging his heels into the side of the horse that is struggling to remain running. It is bleeding actively from a wound in its right hip. And he's even taking his sword and kind of slashing the side of the horse, anything to keep it moving, and he's dodging over logs, and he's going under branches and sideswiping here and there to weave in and out of the trees that are beginning to become more and more dense as you go further into what looks like a forested area of the swamp.
Yuno's gonna cast a firebolt and kind of try to aim it at the horse's legs, kind of underneath.
All right. So if you're targeting a specific part of the horse's body, the AC is going to increase. But go ahead and make your roll.
(14 plus 8) math. 22.
22. Yeah. You fire and it hits its feet, and it's just too much for the horse to withstand. Both the wound in its hindquarters, the wounds that it's sustaining from the rider, kind of slashing at its ribs, and now an exploding firebolt. Boom! You see the ground underneath the horse erupt with sparks and fire, and the horse topples, and the man riding as well as the small girl go tumbling forward about 40 feet into a shadowy area where you all see a few tents set up. And we are going to... Give me one moment here. So everybody stay put.
Motion sickness will subside eventually.
Hold, please. All right. So yeah, they stop, but it seems they may have stopped at his destination as you see him roll and stop a couple feet short as the horse collapses on the ground. The young girl tied, her arms and legs tied, and moving everybody over here. And now, did that start playing, or can I just not hear it? Come on, Fred Boat. Hello?
Now we hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear it. Can anybody else hear the music?
No.
I can't.
No. Can't?
No.
I cannot hear it.
Negatory.
Well, give me one moment here. There we go. How about now? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. They stop short. The horse before them dead. And go back up here. I need this wee one here. At the back of this camp that he had just entered. Come on. That guy. This son of a bitch. Okay. You see those two at the back, and you hear him go, "Boys, we've got company!" And with that, emerging from the tents, you see an orc. From this tent, you see a half-ogre. From this tent, you see a hobgoblin.
Oh boy.
I need everybody to roll initiative. And I need you all to place yourselves in the bottom right corner of the map as you all come to a stop and dismount your horses. Or stay on top of them, it's your choice. That's a 16 from him, a 15 from him. Bottom right, down here, boys. Okay. Hold on, I gotta clear all this out. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and add your turns. 16.
Oh, I don't think we can add it, only you can. Sorry. I did the roll before everything. I guess I can just do the initiative again, right? That's right.
No. You keep your number, I'll add you. What did you get?
I got a 15.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
Alright.
I suppose we can all just roll again and then just change it to whatever the first number was. That also works.
Yeah, you can do that too. You know I got one up for you, if you can. I don't know if you can control that. Alright.
I got a 12.
Nice.
You got a 12.
Got
well,
this
let's join you. Alright, I got you.
How many turns will it be before Koza and Axton? How many rounds, rather?
Yes.
It's gonna be at least 2 rounds before they can catch up.
Okay. So they'll be in on the 3rd round of combat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Koza, where you at?
He blends into the forest so well.
Almost like it's my job.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, there you go, Koza. Go ahead and add yourself. So the Hobgoblin's token is going to represent... His initiative is going to represent all the enemies.
Oh, they all have the same initiative?
Yeah, that's how I run multiple enemies. That way I'm not taking up all this time in between everybody. They're all going to go at the same time.
Oh, alright.
If it were just a couple enemies, I would probably give them their own, but it's not. So, let's see here. Top of the round is the Hobgoblin, the Ogre, and the Orc, and the Bandit. The Hobgoblin sees you all, pulls out this long, kind of ugly-looking, orcish-looking sword, and a small buckler shield, and immediately starts running towards you. He's going to use his speed, which is... Yeah, he's going to get right up on you guys. And he's going to slash at Sazaros.
Who's still mounted.
Okay. That is not great. He can't really get at you. He's sort of slashing up at you, and you're even able to kind of flick his sword with your hands.
Fish, please.
But he's going to smash at your horse's face with his buckler, and that's a 12. Alright. I need you to make a wisdom save for your horse.
Wisdom save for horse. Well, that's no modifier, so it's just 18.
18, yeah, you managed to stay on your horse. It gets punched square in the face by this Hobgoblin's buckler shield and doesn't flinch at all. Seems like a very hardy horse.
Sorry, Mongo.
This guy, however, the orc, is going to trudge forward. Right here. And he is going to actually toss an axe at Yuno. That is a 18.
Before, I'm going to use a
you-
reaction to use cutting words.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to say to him is like, if your aim is as true as your stench, we're in big trouble.
He does look stinky. All right.
So you get to deduct 5 from his attack roll.
So that's a 13.
Then he does not hit Yuno, and Yuno does not waste shield.
All right, yeah, it spirals past your shoulder. You can actually see the glint of the blade as it rolls above your shoulder and gets lost somewhere in the trees behind you. You hear him just roar loudly and move and kind of lean forward. Big tusks, one cracked, the other capped by a gold piece of jewelry.
Well, obviously, your group doesn't offer dental.
That's going to be it for him. The half ogre is going to move.
Do you have your dad's channel? Because we can work so I would use this channel. Probably it's the one second I have an idea.
I think we're having audio difficulties. He can't actually get anywhere with his movement, and this guy is actually going to stay put where he is. So that leaves Atgier's turn.
Let's do it. Atgierr is going to jump off of his horse, which actually, let me just measure this out. Yeah, he's gonna get off of his horse and land on top of this guy, attacking him.
Cool.
So I should have advantage because he is surrounded. Actually, wait, no. You don't get advantage because technically his initiative is higher than me, but if I hit him, good things happen.
Yeah, you have sneak attack because somebody's within 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You're good.
22 to hit.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, sucker punches on. Alright. So 18 damage.
Yeah, he falls. Yeah, you just strike sneaky snoit. You just kind of get him in between the plates of his armor, and just kind of slash at him real deep as this like kind of black blood spills out over your daggers. I don't think you applied anything to them, or you don't even have any poison to put in them.
I haven't acquired poison yet.
Okay, yeah, but you nicked something vital. He bleeds out almost immediately, slumps to the side, and falls over. He's gone.
I'm gonna look over at Sazzy and be like, no worries, bro. I got ya.
Alright.
You know, it is your turn.
Yuno's gonna move. And I'm just gonna blast this dude in the face with Firebolt.
Cool.
Just full on right in his stupid, ugly face.
In the face. It is a big, ugly, and stupid. 17 just hits. You're able to blast around his armor or through it.
All right, 2d10. Hold, please.
This is awesome. We might actually clear a hole for Axton to charge straight through on his horse and do night shit. It's weird how hyped I am for Axton to do
10
night
points
shit.
of fire damage.
We should get a bugle boy for him.
How many points?
10. 1 0. Or 2 5s. However you would like the math to work.
Or 5 2s.
They're not all 10s, but I have had 5 2s.
Come on. Okay. Yeah, you blast him right in his face. His face is, you see like those scorch marks that kind of spread out from his nose out across his head, kind of knocks him back a bit. He reaches back and pulls out a great two-handed great axe. He is still going.
You don't shoot Mongo. You just make him mad.
All right, is that going to end your turn?
As a bonus action, is going to Misty Step.
Okay.
And
Shit, I forgot I could have dashed.
Yuno's gonna go right to here.
Okay.
Yuno said, "Peace out."
All right. It is Daunt's turn. Daunt is going to use his movement and kind of get right around, sneak between these two guys. And I think he's going to target... Yeah, he's going to target the orc. He saw Yuno make some headway there. He's going to fire a couple of Eldritch Blasts. He gets 1, think, and 2. 1 misses. They both miss, unfortunately. They both miss. But he's going to have his trusty buddy Jelly show up. And let's try and poison this dude. Nope, that's a miss. Not doing good on the old accuracy with that little guy. That's going to be his turn, and as his turn ends, being over by this tent, you hear a rumbling, and the entire tent erupts, and out comes a Minotaur. Doom. This guy is pretty big. Stomps out of the front entrance and immediately turns to face you. Let's go ahead and add him in the mix.
Uses prestidigitation to turn his pants back to whatever color they were before.
You need the brown pants, fella.
Ooh, that's a 19. That's a good one. All right. He is now in the fray. However, it is Kravish's turn, which is, I think, top of the round.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you know what? Hold on.
We're still beating around.
Oh, I killed the guy that had the highest thing, so hold on. It's actually the enemy's turns again. Because I killed the guy.
I haven't gone yet this round.
Neither have I.
So you're last.
Last, yeah. Now,
okay,
Koga and Axton don't get to go this round or the next round because they're still catching up from being
fell off the right.
They are on their way. Okay. Yeah, you're up. You're up, Sazros.
All right. I'm going to. Let's see. I'm going to come around here. And I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers on Big Ugly here.
Okay. That is a natural 3. I'm sure he fails. He does not have a high wisdom.
Yep, so he takes, I rolled it out 3d6, he got 9 points of psychic damage, and must immediately use his reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
All right. Away from you. They're pretty fast, so he is going to... Yeah, he is technically off the map, but not out of play. So we're just going to stick him over there for right now. The Minotaur, surprisingly... Let me see here.
No, wait a minute. It wasn't the Minotaur. It was the,
Oh. My mistake. Which guy was it? Okay, yeah, he takes off, bleeding, not bleeding, but he is... Yeah, we'll call it over here. I don't know why, but roll 20 does not account for diagonal movement when it comes to additional feet away for some reason. But he's over there now. Okay.
In his brain.
Yeah, he looks at you and he's never seen someone so shiny before, and he just takes off running. All right. Anything else?
Let's see. My base speed. I'm still mounted, so am I still using my character's base walking speed?
No, you can use your horse.
Okay.
Which I'm not. Do you have the horse's stats? Because I can bring them up.
Base speed is 60 for her riding horse.
You can pretty much move anywhere you want on the map. Just about.
I'm gonna come up to here.
Okay. All right.
And is halfling dude in the fray as well?
He's kind of, he sees you guys interacting and is just kind of keeping his distance.
So he's providing much needed moral support.
Well, he looks like he's kind of going around the camp, possibly to the back, where the young girl is.
Gotcha.
But he's definitely keeping a wide distance. You were kind of conversing with him last night. This is just an aside, and you got the sense that he's not an adventuring type. He's not tough. He doesn't have any weapons. That's why he got your attention and threw you money, because he knew you could do what he could not.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's see here. What happened? What happened? All right, I think it's Atgier's turn again.
Okie doke.
And I don't know why, I think I forgot to put it in descending order, which is why Daunt went before and when he really shouldn't have. We'll count that as his turn.
Alrighty. Atgierr is going to move his 30 feet. Sorry, his 25 feet.
Mm-hmm.
To set up a block in case anybody tries to charge up from this area. Oh wait, hold on. There's a guy right here, right?
That's Koza.
Oh,
The other guy's right here.
Yeah, there's a guy here, here, and then up here, and over here as well.
Alright, he is going to... I think I have to do it this way, but he is going to go here in case somebody tries to go fuck with Koza.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna hold his action for someone to get, like, walk past him, and then he's gonna... If I can do this, GM, I'm actually not sure if I can. He's gonna hold the action, so if anybody walks close to him, he'll try and stab him, and then he's gonna use his cunning action to hide. Is that something I can do?
Yeah, you can hide, and then hold your action to make a melee if someone gets in range.
Sweet. I will. Oh wait, this is gonna be at disadvantage though, because of the.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
13, a mighty 13.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of climb up into the tree branch, but everybody can still see you.
That's what they think.
So we're gonna skip Daunt because he went too early. All right, the Minotaur is up.
Oh boy.
So the Minotaur is going to use one of his actions, or should I say, one of his attacks on Yuno. He is going to bring down this mother effer of an axe straight down at Yuno.
Oh my god.
That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits, and there's no point in using shield because there's
No point. Yeah.
no stopping that.
That is 15 points of slashing damage.
Yuno takes 0 of it.
Okay.
My arcane
gonna
ward is tapped.
All right. He is now going to use his second attack And he's going to actually move away from you, so you can take an opportunity to attack on him in a melee fashion if you wish.
There he is.
I'm going to stab him.
Stabby stab.
Stabby stab.
If only you had Warcaster, you could cast this spell.
You got this, Uno.
You know, stabs himself.
Oh my gosh.
You pull your little
Right in the
knife
leg.
out of your belt, and it just kind of slices your leg a little bit.
Ha!
Did you get a natural one?
Yes.
All right, take a point of slashing damage. And you're just like, this is why I don't use weapons. He is going to use his other attack on Stazaros. Stazaros, that's a 22.
Oh, what a lovely moo cow you are. Can you get us some buttermilk?
I'm guessing that hits, right?
Well, I'm using cutting words.
Aha.
Cut with those words, buddy.
So from a 22, it drops down to 18. Is that right?
Yeah, it's still good. It's my AC's 15.
17. That was not correct. Okay. So you take 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And he is just towering over you, steam erupting from his nostrils with a big gold hoop between his septum. And we're going to have the orc and the ogre do stuff. So the orc now can move towards you. He just can't get within his speed from you, is that right?
Say that again.
The orc is frightened of you. Is that just once, or is that...
Gotta save, right?
Doesn't move into obviously
it
dangerous
doesn't
grounds.
give me any
Fire
kind of-
pit.
Just distant whispers made a move just for his reaction.
Okay, so he's gonna wake up from that. He's gonna
Yeah.
move towards Daunt, and he's going to first of all he's going to find his axe. Let's see if he finds his axe. What the heck? Let's be fun. Yeah, that's a natural 20. Yeah, he finds his axe. He plucks it out of the ground and makes his way over to Daunt, and he's going to slash at him with his axe, his throwing axe. That is, what is his AC? That is a 17. I think that hits Mr. Daunt. 17 against his 15. Yeah, he does. He hits him. So that is 9 points of slashing damage for Mr. Daunt. Alrighty. Come on. Go away. Alright, go away. The half ogre. Where did he go? He's right here. Half ogre is going to move towards Mr. Atgierr. Yeah, he can get you. He can get you, and he's gonna bring his giant great club down on your head for
Okay,
2 attacks.
Does this technically count as a him stepping into my melee range for the held action?
It does. It does. He absolutely sees you.
I don't think he cares
But he
about
doesn't
my
see-
tiny little dagger.
He doesn't see your daggers coming, so go ahead and make your attack.
Okay, normal, and attack. 24 to hit.
24 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Let me turn Sucker Punch off because I don't get that bonus. 4.
4 piercing. If only you had poison in it.
Yeah.
You need like a sheath that's filled with poison or something.
Well, I rolled pretty good on initiative. If I was 1 point higher, I'd have advantage on everybody, and this would all be Sucker Punch damage. Regrettably.
Well, one of his swings with his club is a 15.
Insufficient.
That misses. The other one, however, is a 23 or 24.
That hits.
Yeah.
I would like to use my my rogue thing to have the damage.
All right, that is 17 points of bludgeoning damage,
Oh, so
which
9?
would be 8. No, it'd be 8.
I was about to say, with 17 half? Holy shit.
No. He's just a half ogre. He's pretty strong, though. All right, about this time, you see the gentleman back here. He notices that his party is quickly becoming sort of surrounded. It's definitely not going in their favor. The Minotaur showing up definitely tipped the scales a little bit, but he's starting to panic. You see him brandish what looks like a curved, kukri-like dagger, and he walks over to the small halfling girl who is struggling and crying.
Don't you dare.
He brings the knife right to her throat and starts to draw it across her skin, and just as you see a little bit of trickle of blood from the neck, you see 6, 7, 8 arrows impale the side of his head, impale his chest and body. And in streaking like a green blur out of nowhere is a humanoid carrying a bow. At this point, a half-elf creature enters the fray right about here and continues to fill this guy with arrows like a pincushion. He falls to the ground. The creature grabs a handful of the arrows and plucks them out and puts them back in a quiver on his back as he begins to regard all of you. So let's add a turn to the new guy.
Oh, that guy was so dead as soon as I got there.
Bogey, go ahead and roll initiative and go and add that to your character's initiative roll.
All right. I just clicked on the initiative thing, right? On the character sheet. There we go.
Might have to click your character first and then the initiative.
It looks like you rolled a 16, so Joe, maybe you could add that 16.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Good. Cool. That's going to end everybody's turn on the bad guys. Oh no, the Minotaur gets to go. Oh no, he did.
He already did.
He did.
Yep,
Okay.
he did.
So
we have the bruises to prove it.
yeah. All right, Baranor, as you streak into the scene, finishing your full sprint, dodging trees and branches and hopping over the tent, making your attack, you land, 3-point landing on the ground. You stare at all of these people who, some of them notice you, some of them don't. You see a large Minotaur standing over the frame of a silver-scaled dragonborn nearest to you with a halfling girl at your feet. What would you like to do?
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, sorry. Is this guy dead now, or
Yes,
the guy
he is,
nearest me?
He is definitely dead.
He is thoroughly dead.
He is
Okay.
completely
Super dead.
Not mostly dead.
He is more dead than you usually come.
Let's see. I'll want to try and kind of push the little halfling, because the halfling girl's father is somewhere around the back of the tent, right?
Yeah, you're starting. You've been keeping an eye on this whole thing as you've approaching. In a full sprint, he is right about here.
Okay. Well, I'll kind
He's
of
starting to enter the fray, but he's keeping his distance.
I'll kind of nudge her back that way.
She is bound, hands and
Oh,
feet.
she's bound. Okay. I guess I'll cut her free.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. Just a straight
Dexterity.
dex.
All right. That's okay. Where do I click for that?
You just click the dex score.
Oh, the actual word dex. Okay, got it.
Yep. Okay, and it looks like you've got advantage clicked on your character sheet at the top if you want to click that over to normal. But I'll take that 20.
Okay.
So yeah, you produce a small knife from your hip. You cut at her foot wrappings. You cut at her wrist wrappings. She instantly scrambles and backs away from you.
Where's the advantage icon?
When you
At
click
the
on
top
the
of your
gear,
character sheet.
on your character sheet, click the gear icon.
Yeah.
In the upper right, where you see NPC chat, there's one that says roll queries.
Okay.
And I have mine set to advantage toggle.
Okay.
That way you can select whether you get advantage, disadvantage, or it's a normal.
Got it. Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right.
Yeah.
And I believe
So,
that's my
yeah.
action.
Yep, you cut her free. She backs away from you in fear. Admittedly, she doesn't know what's going on. You have freed her, but she's kind of in a fight or flight stance right now. And you turn to face the rest of the crowd, and that's going to end your turn.
Yep.
At this moment, Koza, you ride into frame at the bottom of the screen on your horse, who is visibly shaken, not terribly keen on taking orders from you, and next to you is Axton. You both arrive at about the same time.
Okay. It doesn't really matter if my horse is really cool or not, because the first thing I'm doing is moving over here and using my wild shape to turn into a panther.
Okay.
Wow, wow, wow. Because all of these dudes are going to die. And I want a part of that.
You are now a panther.
So, do I get an attack this turn or next turn as a panther?
I'll give you an attack.
All right, then I am going to try to leap onto this minotaur and just grab at his jugular with my jaws.
All right, make an acrobatics check with a panther's dexterity modifier to see if you can actually grapple on top of him.
Give me 1 second. Pull up his stats.
As a
There we go.
panther.
As a panther.
What does your panther look like?
That's a good question. I'd imagine he's like black, but
Those
like
are real nunchucks.
Albino.
I'd imagine he's black, but has like a green kind of sheen to his fur, and
Cool,
his
maybe some green spots.
Yeah, and his ears are like those like lynxy type ears where it's got like a little extra fur leading
A little
out.
tuft of fur at the top. Like it. Cool.
And he's got like these piercing green eyes. Anyway, that's an acrobatics check of 18.
18. We're going to do that against his... yeah, that's a 10. All right, so you are on top of the Minotaur at this moment. We'll put you right here.
I want to clamp my jaws into his neck.
All right. Make an attack. A bite attack for Mr. Panther.
Koza's getting violent today.
A little bit.
That's a 15? Yes, 15.
Okay. 15 to hit.
Yes.
That does not hit.
Damn.
You are unable to pierce the Minotaur's armor with your panther-like. But I tell you what, because I'm cool, I'm gonna have his speed because he has to deal with a thrashing panther on his shoulders.
Okay. Koza's angry today.
Yeah. And let's see here. I am going to augment Mr. Axton Woodman's Bloom's initiative because I'm feeling generous, and you're going to go directly after Koza. Mr. Axton Woodman Bloom, what would you like to do? You are next.
My horse?
Currently, yes. You just arrived on the scene.
Well, I'll ride my horse into combat, I suppose, and get... Actually, I can dismount my horse, I suppose, and walk up there. It's only 30 feet. And then I will attack with my halberd.
Alright.
Where is it? There it is. Normal attack. Actually, hold on 1 second.
I'm glad you approve, my love.
Hold on a second. I was here, right? Wasn't there another character just around here somewhere besides...
There's this guy, the half-orc, and the ogre.
Okay, is there anybody else around the Minotaur? Just...
Yeah, this guy's dead. Oh, I did it again. Hold on. I got rid of the one guy who was holding on to the initiative.
Would that be considered flanking?
Hold on. All right. What'd you say? Would that be considered flanking? Yeah, absolutely. He is. Sazros is on the other side of him, so you get advantage on these attacks.
And Koza and Pantherhorn is on top of him.
Yes, I will. I will say this. I will say this that depending on how high you roll, and I'm homebrewing this just a little bit for flavor. Depending on how high you roll, you may need to defer some of the damage onto Koza if you beat his Panther's AC.
Cool.
Which is okay, because I can heal.
25.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you hit the Minotaur and miss Koza. That's a pretty high roll. So go ahead and roll your damage.
The major reason because of that is because I was doing a trip attack.
Woohoo! All right. Strength save. Natural 20.
Cool.
Ooh.
He manages to stay on his hooves.
Okay. Well, that's 14 damage. Now for my second attack.
14 damage. Okay.
So, yeah, still had an advantage, so 26 to hit.
26 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Let's try this again. Where's Trip?
Ah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm looking something up right now. Okay, let me make that strength save. That's a natural 7.
So he now Trip.
No. Natural 7 plus 4 is 11.
He's Trip.
Alright, so I'm gonna say that Koza, you need to make a acrobatics check.
Oh, come
Okay.
on. You cat. All cats land on their feet.
Ooh, that's very good. That's another
Yeah.
18.
Okay, yeah, you manage to. So the Minotaur falls down like a falling tree, and you're able to kind of flip, glide, and land softly on your feet, about 2 or 3 feet away from him.
My action
Which
surge.
is another. All right. So that was another 5, or another 9 plus 5, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So another 14. Okay.
Let's see, halberd. 26 to hit.
Another 26. That hits. Okay.
And my last attack. 25 to hit.
25. Wow, rolling high today.
Not as high as last time. Remember last game I think we played with, I rolled 520.
Yeah, but you were getting natural 20s on ability checks and stuff too.
Yeah, not when it mattered.
And
It all counts.
I'm gonna make this last one a menacing attack.
All right. All right, so that's a +3. That's a 19.
Okay. He's not frightened of me.
I'm rolling high today, boys. Feeling good. Feeling good. All right.
And that will end my. As my bonus action, I will go into my tunnel's defense fighting stance.
All right. So, it is Yuno's turn.
Yuno has decided that he has had enough of this Minotaur. Now, how tall is the Minotaur dude?
He's currently on his
Yeah.
back, by the way.
It's currently on his back, so it's how long is it?
Yeah, he's very large. He's about 12 to 13 feet tall. He's a very large creature.
Which
Heads
lay
up.
is his head laying?
Ranged attacks would have
Um,
disadvantage.
I mean, I would say he's facing. His head is facing to your right. Like how he looks on the map, that's how he's laying.
Okay. But Koza's on the dude's head trying to tear it off.
No, Koza is at his feet. He was able to leap away as he fell.
So Yuno is going to cast Shatter.
Okay.
And he's going to do it because the guy is 13 feet long. He's going to have the edge of that 10-foot radius kind of be on his head, so it won't affect anyone else.
How does it affect inanimate objects again?
A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried will also take damage.
Okay.
So it'll blow anything that's not magical or not being held or carried apart.
Okay.
So he has to make a con saving throw.
Alright. The Minotaur has pretty good con. That is 16. Total of 16.
Spell save DC 16.
Alright.
So
he takes half, right?
Is that how it works when they tie?
Yeah, it's meter.
Well,
Yeah, it's counted as a success.
No, it's counted as a success on his save, but does he take half?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah, then he takes half.
So half of... I'm just gonna roll it digitally. $12 would be full, so 6 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And anything that he was laying his head on now just got blown up.
Yeah,
So
you
he
see
now
the
hits his
root
head on the
structure
floor.
of this tree. You see the root structure of this tree, and the leaves above it start to vibrate and shake. And there's a tent that he's actually very near. That the corner of it starts to reverberate so much. I don't know if you guys have ever seen somebody driving down the highway with a tarp, like a plastic tarp that's whipping. It starts to fray at the edges. Yeah, it's you see the tent start to reverberate, shake, and start to rip itself apart at that corner. And the Minotaur's horns, you see little cracks start to form in the horns. All right. Bonus action, movement.
Nope, that's it.
All right. Koza just went. Sazaros, you are standing next to this large Minotaur. What would you like to do?
All right. I'm just standing over him, and I'm just going to cast Vicious. Right now, I'm going to use my action to cast Vicious Mockery. Like, my God, if you were any worse at this, you'd be doing our job for us.
He does not like that at all.
Nope. He has to make a Wisdom save.
Ooh, that's a natural 18 plus 3. It's 21.
That's so nothing.
Nothing. Hit or miss.
Yep.
Sorry about that. All right. Bonus action, movement.
I'm just going to stay where I am right now.
All right, Atgierr, you're up.
Okie doke. Atgierr is going to disengage,
Okay.
run over here, and try and stab the orc in the back.
Cool. Go for it.
Should have.
He is engaged with Daunt.
Work.
Should have flanking.
24 to hit. I'm not sure why it automatically rolled damage, but 24 to hit.
You should roll
Well,
again.
it definitely
Yeah.
hits.
Do I get advantage if they're?
He is flanked.
Oh, all right. Well, I will.
You can roll again
again
to see if you get a see if you get a crit off of it.
No.
Nope.
But he takes 15 points of damage as I walk up and sucker punch him in the back.
Yeah, he doesn't see you because he's currently engaged with Daunt, and you just jam both of your daggers right into where his kidneys would be. And these daggers, you've been taking some time to inspect them, especially overnight, and they're really, really, really sharp, and they're very, very finely pointed. And they're made of a metal, as you were trying to sharpen it, you were actually shaving the sharpening stone. They're made of something that doesn't seem like regular steel. And you just slip the tip of these daggers into this orc's back, and something inside his body just kind of splashes the front of your torso with this black-brown blood. And he just and falls forward towards Daunt.
Right. Also, I only have the one dagger, though, just as a heads up.
You've got both.
I mean, I'm only using one. The other hand's a shield.
Yeah. I did it for flavor.
It sounds great. Fuck those kidneys. I'll never drink again.
Yeah.
Fuck them kidneys.
All right. That's your movement. That's your action. Anything else? Daunt is up next. Daunt sees this happening, and he is going to move right over here. And he's going to throw a couple E-blasts. He's going to deal with this half-ogre who just got brushed off by Atgierr. One of those definitely hit. So he blasts into the half-ogre for 12 damage. Nice. Nice. All right. Okay. Not quite gone, but doing pretty good. Or not looking pretty good, I should say. Okay. That's going to end Daunt's turn. We'll have Jelly fire at him just to see if he can poison him. Hey, natural 20!
Yay!
So he needs to make a con save. And he got a natural 1!
Yay!
This dude is definitely not feeling good right now. Let's give him a little sad face, because he's poisoned.
Sad trombone noises.
Wah, 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 wah. Cool. It is the Minotaur's turn. He stands up with his great axe in one hand and a short sword in the other, and begins to spin in a circle. He is going to try to catch Sazaros and Axton Woodman Bloom in his attacks. He spins around a good 270 degrees. One is a 23, the other is a 24.
Oof.
Who should I make hit with those? I think, does that beat both of you guys, AC?
Handily.
Yep.
Alright. Sazaros, you take a paltry 7 points of slashing damage. Axton, you take 17 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
He's going to use Stampeding Force. I need Axton. Yeah, he's going to move towards Axton. You're a bigger threat. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's just normal 13.
Okay. You are knocked prone. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And he is rolling right over you towards Yuno and just kind of obliterates this tent as he's trudging towards Yuno. And Yuno, I need you. Yep, I need you also to make a dex save, Yuno.
Actually, no, he might not need to. Second, please. You move greater than 10 feet through my range. With his tunnel fighting, I can attack of opportunity.
Greater than 10 feet?
Well, you moved more than 5 feet through my range. So, part of tunnel fighting, I get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, go ahead. You know I'm going to need a dex save out of you.
That's gonna be 17.
That's 14.
17.
hit.
14 does not hit. You got a 17, so you take half of 9, which is 4 points of piercing damage as he gets you with his horns as he stops his movement and just blasts this tent in front of him to smithereens.
Wait, how did he hit me? Was it an attack roll?
It's a stampede. So he's bowling right through you, and you either dodged out of the way and missed some of the damage, or got hit full force.
Okay.
All right, that's going to end his turn. However, he's inside the tent. Baranor, it is your go with the half orc next up.
All right. How do you do these the distance thing that you guys were doing?
There's a little sidebar.
Yeah, there's a little sidebar on the left where you can grab a ruler.
Oh, ruler.
And
Okay.
then just
Sort of a circle with a ruler and
snap to center.
yeah, and
Got
just
it.
drag it around like this.
There you go.
Okay. Circle a snap to center or something.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That brings you to the nearest square to where you're pointing.
Okay. Got it. All right. All right. First. Okay. What was it? I'm first gonna cast Zephyr Strike,
Indeed.
and then move from there. Well, where go? To kind of the center there. So about right about there.
Right on.
All right. And then I'm going to take a shot at the Minotaur.
Cool.
Okay. So I don't know what to do. And I have extra attack, so both my my one attack action does 2 attacks.
Cool.
All right. I'll just click on the attack on the character sheet. Is that what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Click it twice then?
Yep. All right, one misses, one hits. So go ahead and click the longbow word where it says +9, and it'll give you your damage.
Actually, hang on a sec. Zephyr Strike.
Then you get advantage on one of your
Yeah, I
attacks.
get advantage on one of them. So the 17 missed, I'm guessing?
Yeah, you can count the 26 towards your other towards your advantage attack, and then just click for another attack for your second one and see if that
Okay.
hits.
Okay.
So you got one that hits.
Yep. And then another one.
Critical
There you go.
failure.
Yeah.
Well, you got one, so if you click the longbow +9, it'll give you your damage.
Oh, the longbow part. Okay. I already clicked on the longbow. Why doesn't it come up with damage?
If you click it on the right in the chat, where it says
Oh.
longbow +9, if you click that, it'll spit out some damage for you.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right. 11
Piercing damage of 11.
And then the,
All right.
the Zephyr Strike adds. I'm just gonna manually two force damage.
Okay. So that's actually 13 damage. 2 of it is force.
Yep.
Yeah, your arrow pierces straight through his chest plate. With your Zephyr Strike, you give it a little extra oomph on your pull, the draw of the bow. Shoots him right in the chest. Sticks hard. He turns and looks at you, away from Yuno. Yeah.
And the Zephyr Strike actually allows me 30 more feet of movement after I hit.
All right.
So I'm going to then move. Kind of over over here. Okay, I'm good.
Okie dokie. So, this half-ogre, who is poisoned, throws up a little bit and charges after Atgierr. And he is going to make an attack, 2 attacks with his Great Club. One is a 14, the other is a 19.
You attacked at
The
disadvantage,
19...
right?
Does he
Yeah.
have disadvantage? Oh, the
Yeah,
19
he does.
hits.
He's poisoned. Yeah. That's going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
I will have that.
2, I guess 2, yeah. 2 points.
Noted.
And it looks like he's about to puke again.
Hey, you really don't have to do this. Look, your friends are dead. Just leave.
Alright. Up next is Axton Woodman Bloom.
Well, I guess I will stand up. And then I will attack the Minotaur. Let's see. That does give me flanking, is that correct?
Yes, he's flanked with Yuno.
Cool.
$26 hits. Again, 26 hits. A lot of 26s going on today. Alright. He's not looking good. Not looking good at all, boys. The Minotaur's taking a real pounding.
Is he tripped?
That's a good question. Hold on a minute. Is that your last superiority die?
It is.
Okay. That is a natural 4, so he is prone.
Okay, I'll make my last attack. 27.
Woo! Well done. 14. Almost. Yeah, you just sink your halberd, and because it's cool, you actually bring your halberd, and it slashes the front of his snout, and you notice these small little vines sprout from the metal of your halberd and kind of wrap around his face. Doesn't quite blind him, but in your anger and fury grasping this, just as soon as you make connection with your halberd, you feel like a buzzing in your hands, and these little tiny vines just sprout from the metal and wrap around his head.
Cool.
Just something you noticed.
Sorry. I will then use my bonus action to use my second wind to get some healing back, or some health back.
Okay.
Trying to figure out how much that is. 1d10 plus fighter level. Then I'll roll a d10. 3 plus 5 is 8. I get 8 hit points back. That ends my turn.
Alright. You're up. With Koza on deck.
Let's see. Who's still left? Just the Minotaur?
And the
Thinking
half-ogre.
an ogre.
I'm going to cast Firebolt, and then I'm going to use my robe of twinning to hit them both. Okay? That is a 19 for the first one.
Who are you hitting with that? Gotta pick and choose.
Okay, the Minotaur,
Okay, that hits.
and then 23 on the second one.
Yep, they both hit.
Okay, so now, do you want to do damage each bolt independently, or take damage from the one bolt and...
It would be 2 different attacks, so 2 different damage.
Okay.
You got this.
The Minotaur is going to take 13 points of fire damage. And the half ogre is going to take 12.
How would you like to do this?
Explode their faces.
So as you you all see Axton kind of ripping his halberd away as plant material continues to grow and looks like it's starting to strangle the Minotaur a little bit. And as he does this, Yuno's eyes glow kind of a fiery red and yellow, and his cloak starts to billow all around him as this arcane energy surrounds his form. And as he's pointing one hand at the Minotaur, with his other hand he reaches towards the half-orc. You see this energy kind of gather from the filigree, the silver filigree around his collar, starts to gather and build and warp, shoots down his arms and forces the spell to double and split between the 2 enemies, erupting both once on the Minotaur's head, singeing the vines that immediately stop growing, and kind of blast his face apart. The other one lands directly in the half-ogre's chest and burns a hole right straight through him, and he falls back prone. They are both deceased.
Hold your run. Atgier's just gonna look over at Yuno, sort of give him a thumbs up.
Zazuros immediately dismounts his horse and makes his way toward the halfling child.
Alright, give me one moment here. Does that not want to play? For some reason, it's the thing's giving me grief today. There we go. So. All right. So the scene is as follows. The currently dead Minotaur's head is on fire, and the flames are beginning to catch the destroyed tent all around it. As the half-ogre, a short distance away, thrusts backwards, knocking into Atgierr. He too is now alight and on fire. At this point, the halfling dismounts from his pony and immediately races over to the halfling girl, cradling her in his arms, and the 2 of them just kind of collapse into each other in their embrace. Thank you all so much. I don't know what I would have done if they had taken Cora. And you see the halfling kind of walk over to the man that has been that was consumed with arrows from Baranor's initial strike, and just kind of kicks him across the face, a streak of mud across the dead man's face. Damn slavers! Now, I need, let's see, Axton, you're way over there, so you actually don't see it. I need Atgierr in your investigation to also make an investigation to loot, and I also need you to make a perception check.
Got it. And both of those are disadvantaged, correct?
Yes, they are.
Yuno also wants to loot whatever he can find.
You wish to loot the Minotaur. Alright. Axton is near you. I don't know what he wants to do, but he can give you advantage.
I am distracted with loot lust as I just immediately go through all the pockets and everything. I got a 22 on the investigation, but a 9 on the perception.
Alright. You find a strange on the orc's body as you're kind of looting through the half-ogre. You look over and you see that the orc's shield is stuck in the ground, but it's facing away from you and doesn't really give you any any interest. You do, however, find in the half-ogre's satchel, you find what looks like one of those bombs that the human bandit had thrown. You find a satchel filled with extremely unpleasant smelling jerky. Even unpleasant to you.
Ugh. That is impressive.
You also find a handful of caltrops.
Noted.
On the orc's corpse, you find a throwing hand axe, a great axe, 57 gold.
Alright, I'm gonna kick the orc's shield over and then just use it to pile all the loot I'm finding on top of it, like a table.
Oh, okay. Well, as you walk around to kick it over, I'll give you this. You notice something scrawled across the front of it.
Oh god, am I about to explode?
Oh.
Hey, so bat people. Atgierr, I'm not even. Atgierr has no idea what this is in referencing to. He's just gonna use it as a table and throw everything on top of it.
At this point, Axton, you see him kick it over, and you do notice this insignia, but then he just immediately starts dumping loot onto it. So yeah, you find 57 gold, you find 218 silver.
Damn, son.
And it's just in case you want it, that one of the tusks on the orc is coated in gold at the tip.
Old orc tusk. That's actually kind of badass.
Yeah.
Got a 26 for his investigation.
All right. The Minotaur is carrying a brilliantly gleaming short sword. He's also carrying a standard great axe.
Okay.
He's also carrying a satchel or a pouch that is holding 87 gold, 163 silver, and he is also carrying a handful of this just really nasty smelling beef jerky.
Leaves that behind.
Okay. All three of them, I should say 1, 2, 3, 4, all four of them, by the way, are all carrying bronze imperial seals. I don't know if you guys want to collect them and take them with you. You all currently have either bronze or silver seals yourselves, so it's not like you need these per se, but it's just an interesting find.
Might be good to take them and give them to other people who might want access to the city or whatever.
Okay, so that you can, either one of you or all of you can add either 1 each or 4 bronze imperial seals to your inventory.
I can just put them in the bag of holding.
Sure.
Okay. At this point, the halfling has hoisted his daughter onto his pony and just kind of gives you all a look like, we're good, right?
I'm going to take a look in the bag to see how much he gave us.
Ah. Yeah, you open the satchel and there are, it looks like a collection of silver and gold. It looks like 10 gold and perhaps 25 silver pieces. And based on how he's dressed, what the heck? You know what, Axton? Give me an insight check.
Insight? I'm not that good at those. That would be an 11.
11?
Nice.
I mean, based on how he's dressed, you could guess, because I don't consider that a failure. you would guess that this is perhaps all he had. And he just kind of gives you all a nod and says thank you again. And the little girl looks traumatized. She's grasping onto her father from behind on the saddle and visibly shaking.
I'm gonna toss the bag back to him.
He just kind of grabs it and says, "No, this is payment. You saved my daughter. I wouldn't feel right unless I paid you for it." And tosses it back.
I don't want it. I toss it to the girl then.
Yeah. You're not obviously going to hurt her, but make a ranged melee attack adding your dex modifier. 20, yeah. Instead of sailing over her head, it just sort of like hits her in the shoulder and literally lands right on her lap, and she just kind of grabs it and looks at you and the guy just kind of shakes his head, gives you a gratuitous smile, and kicks the side of his pony, and the two take off into the mist of the forest surrounding you.
As he leaves, I holler out, "So Rathburn's that way, right?"
Yes, he is galloping in the direction that you came from.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't tell people about our discounted prices for Dugurri.
I think we can make more money just from collecting everything that's here, and who knows, there could have been bounties on these guys for all we know.
Good point. Immediately starts decapitating people. But
Okay.
while that goes on, Atgierr's gonna just sort of keep an eye on the wood elf and be like, "So,
Yes.
is it 5 heads we're collecting, or 6? What are we doing
Yes,
about this one?"
You see the half elf just kind of put his arrows back into his quiver, and he kind of regards you all with you can't tell if it's a look of suspicion, a look of recognition, or curiosity. And he steps forward to introduce himself. Bogey, if you would like to go ahead and first of all, welcome to the party.
Thank you.
And if you would like to go ahead and describe what everyone sees as the action and hectic nature of the battle has ended, and now they can actually get a good look at you. What they see as they look at you.
They see a half elf, about 5'10", about 185 pounds. He's got medium length hair, but it's shaved close on the sides of his head, so he's kind of like got a mop on top, leaving his ears unobstructed, and sporting a neat goatee. Besides his ears and slightly high cheekbones, he looks fairly human, but obviously with a slight half elf flavor to it. He's wearing some leather armor that's it's well worn. On his belt, he has 2 short swords sheathed, and his bow is kind of, as you said, warily kind of lowered, but ready to be drawn at a moment's notice. And I kind of look at the rest of the group, and Shen sends his regards. You are the crown collectors, are you not?
That's you guys. He's talking to you.
And I'm up in the upper left corner checking stuff out.
Axton, would you be so kind as to inform him as to our, what do they call it, internship program?
Yes, we are the crown collectors. Are you looking to join?
Well, Shen messaged me, told me that you would be headed this route, and I've been tracking you guys for a while, trying to get in touch with you.
Okay, well, there's a probationary period, and there's 100 gold signing fee.
I think that only counts if you're being rescued. Technically.
I think we rescued him too.
Oh, did you?
Definitely.
And
I suppose since you're a friend of Shen, we could have a discounted price.
Yeah, crown collectors are comedians.
Yeah, you guys also notice a four-legged creature approaching from this direction. And Baranor, if you would like to describe what this creature looks like as it approaches Daunt.
What you see is just a regular, well, not regular, a slightly darker furred than usual wolf approaching, and neat cut, not too shabby, but not is wary of you, but not showing you any true aggression.
Okay, we'll say that this is what they see rolling up on them. Kind of sniffs Daunt's hand as Daunt just goes, "Hey, little guy. Good to see you. What's his name?"
This would be Luna. She's my wolf companion.
Luna. Nice to meet you, Luna. And you see Daunt just kind of drop to one knee and consumed with giving Luna head scritches behind the ears.
I go silent for a second, as if I'm listening to something that can't be heard, and then kind of nod. She likes you.
What's not to like with this girl? Daunt just kind of straightens up and joins the group in the middle of the camp. The camp itself is in tatters. It looks like it's been heavily lived in for at least a few days. There are broken crates inside of a cart. There are small, what look like stumps set inside the tents to sit in. There's like sleeping bed rolls, a couple pouches here and there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to start searching some of these tents. Maybe even start breaking some of them down to take with us.
Yeah.
Additional horses around, or was that the only horse?
There are no horses in this area other than the ones you all were riding, and the one that I'm going to say, Axton, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
The one we set on fire?
Okay, yeah, you noticed that the horse that the guy rode in on walked about 30 feet into the camp, or 30 feet further into the woods beyond the camp, and collapsed into a heap in the forest floor. And those are the only horses that you see in the immediate area, other than the ones you brought with you.
I guess that means horses on the menu tonight.
Is the horse dead, or is it just severely wounded?
Oh no. It's not moving. It's
find out.
In the other end of the map, way past here.
Are you as good with horses as you are with big dogs?
Oh. Always.
So I think I heard someone say they wanted to go through the camp. Go ahead and make anybody that wishes make an investigation check.
Atgierr will assist.
Probably better with a horse than you are.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Actually, Lazarus, I'm gonna assist you.
Yeah,
you are on the other side of the camp. Axton, how are you assisting him from all the way over there?
By moving over.
So, Corey, you can go ahead and roll that again.
Is everyone good on health as well? Anybody need
We'll address that next.
All right.
Yeah, Daunt's a little beat up. I think Axton's a little beat up. I think Sazros is a little beat up.
I think, may have taken some damage.
Yuno took some damage.
All right, so 12.
Pretty good fight. But yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty much bare bones, standard camp fare. There's some tattered-looking bedrolls inside the tents. There's a spit of, at this point, heavily charcoaled burnt meat over the fire. There's a small, what looks like a soup pot next to the fire that has boiled away whatever was inside, leaving a blackened stain on the inside. You don't seem to see much of anything of value within the tent, within the camp itself. The tents are tattered, worn, patchwork. They don't look particularly valuable. They could perhaps house two medium humanoids within each of them, but they do look a little bit of the wood stakes that are holding them up are kind of splintered and rotting and don't look to be of particular use. You might get one good night's sleep out of one of these tents. That's about it.
Okay.
Is
I'm
the
gonna
tent
look in the vicinity as well.
at the
try to
Minotaur's
find-
tent, or is that whole area in flames now?
The tent where the Minotaur is completely shredded and burned away. The other tents seem to be untouched by flames.
Anything remaining inside where the tent was? Any chests, other patches, documents, anything like that?
With that roll, I'm going to say it doesn't appear that there's anything in any of the pouches that hasn't been found already. Like there's some jerky.
Can I take a separate investigation roll since I'm moving to a completely different part of the camp, or is it all one thing?
Yeah, that's going to count towards anything else you find around here.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me, Baranor.
Sure.
Some flaxseed. That's very specific. If you want to, search the surrounding areas in the woods, Axton, go ahead and make an investigation check. But anything within the camp area has already been thoroughly searched. The horse has perished. Unfortunately, it's succumbed to its wounds.
Right.
The saddlebags themselves do contain some items, however.
All right.
There is a brass compass. There is a map of the Calded Sticks, which look very similar to the map that I showed you guys this week. I don't know if you were part of the chat at that point. By the way, can you see previous conversations before you joined the server? I don't exactly know how that works with Discord.
In Discord, I think so.
I posted
is it in the main chat?
It would be in the main chat. I posted it on Tuesday, which would be September 21st.
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, that is what the map looks like that you are holding, except it's all in sepia because it's just a scribbled map, and it doesn't show Domain of Shekis on there. That's just a little bit of flavor I added for what you guys discovered as far as a possible location of the Dragon Lair.
All right.
And you also find a pouch of 16 gold pieces, 32 silver, and the brass compass, a pair of very shiny daggers, a usable bedroll, and 4 days worth of edible rations.
That's an important distinction.
Yeah, point of order. The pouches on the hip of the orc and the minotaur and the half-ogre, they contain rations, but they don't smell very good, and something tells you maybe they weren't made for your physique. They were made for stomachs a little steelier than yours. And that is about the extent of what you see within the camp, as far as objects you can grab. Yes, sir.
The Minotaur's armor.
Yes.
Does that look familiar to armor that we saw in Brackenshire?
That is
It's
a
on a
really
different
how would I? What the Minotaur you saw in Brackenshire?
Yeah, the Minotaur laying on the ground before us. Does his
Oh, the guards.
look, yes. Does his armor look similar to the Minotaur's armor that we saw, the Minotaur guards that we saw in Brackenshire?
I would say, with the damage that it has taken, and now that you're getting a look at it, go ahead and make a perception check, but it'll be a very low DC.
My passive perception is 15.
15? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you glancing at it, you notice that it is steel plate. It's very, very piecemeal. Patchwork. There's not a lot of similarities between the plates that you recall from the albino Minotaur guards in Brackenshire and this guy. This guy, I'm just using the same mini, but he's kind of got brown skin with like patchwork paint, white all over the place. Okay. And his armor is vastly different. It looks like it's been patched together from several different sets of armor.
Where have we seen some of that? I kid. All right. So we guys want to take a short rest. Well, how long have we spent? I mean, we were heading out in the morning to head to Dainne, I think it is. Mm-hmm. How much time do we figure has passed?
Well, you look to the sky and you see that the sun is about at a 45-degree angle from sunrise. So it's not. It's only been about. You guys spent a couple hours kind of looking around town and getting yourselves sorted, and then getting horses, and then you guys were riding for maybe a total of 10 minutes at a full blasting gallop. So at this point it's about 10:30 in the morning.
Okay. So let's go ahead and take a short rest here, get everybody patched up and get our bearings back before we head back to town.
Yeah, I'll prepare like a small meal for us to heal up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if anybody
we still left all of our stuff
trying
in
to
town.
find some flaxseed in the surrounding area, that'd be very useful too.
Yeah, you got a 12, so you did not find any flaxseed. You're still within the swamp. There's greenery here now, but it's mostly like fungal bushes and whoa. Did everybody just leave Roll 20, or did I just have a hiccup?
It said something about the server got cut or something.
Oh yeah, I'm completely out. I'm the only one here.
Wow.
It says I'm the only one in here. I think we're all in separate.
All right, everybody reset Roll 20. It should.
Resetting it didn't do anything either.
Uh-oh.
What?
Reloading for me now. There we go. We got one in.
Yeah, it's just all of a sudden I saw everybody left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We're quit. We're done.
Some little red script came on the top of the screen.
Yeah, everybody.
There we go. Okay. The map.
Nobody gets to play. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this in order. Atgierr, yes, the cart is fully operational. The wagon wheels are in good shape. There is a cart, or there are broken crates that do not have anything in them. It looks like they were broken into and the contents were removed. There's bits and scraps of like lettuce and cabbage and stuff. And once the contents were taken, it looks like the crate was demolished. There is a crate of carrots that is intact. Looks like there to be about 50 carrots, and I will consider 3 carrots to be one ration. So if you want to divide that up amongst the boys, or I think Axton said he maybe wanted to do a meal. There's 50 carrots, 3 carrots to a ration.
So we get a little less than... We get 16 rations with a couple extra carrots sitting around.
Yep.
Who knows, I might be able to plant them later when we go back to our base of operation.
Don't forget to feed your horses.
That's right. 3 rations per or 3 carrots per ration also counts towards a horse. And Axton, you were looking around. You didn't find any flaxseed. It's mostly fungal growth and swamp grass. The trees around you are dead. They're not bearing any leaves. There's no berry bushes or fruit-bearing trees in the area. However, you do see a number of mushrooms growing in the area, but with a 12, you're not exactly sure if they're edible or not.
Do they look like the other mushrooms I found the previous day?
No, they look different. Some are red with spots, some are orange with like a swirl pattern, and a couple of purple ones.
And I wouldn't have any idea what type of mushrooms these are?
Not with a 12 investigation.
With my Outlander ability, would I be able to?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
All right.
Investigation would be to find them. Wouldn't it be nature to understand what they are?
Yes, actually, you're right. That would require a separate check. Yeah, you grab a handful of these different types of mushrooms and kind of regard them. If you want to give me a nature check.
Ooh,
Well, Thomas probably knows it.
damn it be.
Yep.
Yeah, Axton, I mean, they're all covered. You've got a handful of them. You're kind of looking at them, and they're all covered in mud. And you go to kind of sniff one of them, and that's when Baranor kind of puts his hand at your wrist and is like, no. Baranor, you recognize the ones that he's got in his hand as the bottom belly stool, which is one of the most poisonous mushrooms in these parts.
Yeah, you might not want to eat that one, my friend.
Leave that one out of the
It
stew.
tastes bad too.
Yeah.
I might still take it. I might be able to.
Now,
turn
if
it
you want to
into a
use that to
later.
poison somebody else.
Yeah, I might be able to turn it into a poison or something later.
Atgierr feels the grips of his daggers feeling particularly empty right now as you guys are talking about this.
Hint, hint. I'm just gonna raise my hand and be like, "Ray, do you mind if I test my hand with those? Just put it right here in the bag, if you don't mind."
Be my guest.
Yeah, he's gonna gather up as many of those as he can find.
All right, go ahead and give me another. Give me a nature check, Atgierr.
Oh no! I look over at the half elf. Would you mind putting out which ones exactly are the bad ones again? And I'm gonna roll.
Look.
Can I roll that nature with his help?
Yeah, he points out the purple ones are the ones you want.
Yeah.
They,
Just hold it up and I'll tell you yay or nay.
Ooh, natural 20.
That was with. Oh, sorry. It's a 2 because I rolled with advantage because I didn't change it. It's a 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm not gonna say you don't get any. I'm gonna say you get 2.
Wouldn't I give him advantage because I'm helping him with it?
Yeah, but I'm also sick, so I have disadvantage.
Oh,
It's a
okay, so it's a straight roll. Okay.
Yeah. So you gather 2 of them, and you're not exactly sure how much it would take to create 1 dose of poison, but you're able to find 2 that aren't hopelessly smashed by footfalls.
Perfect. 2 poison.
And I was just gonna go with whatever you rolled is how many mushrooms you were able to gather.
Nice.
So as you all sit around camp, kind of settling in for a short rest and regarding the terrain, is there anybody who's going to be holding watch during all of this?
Well, I'm playing, and Axton's cooking.
Yeah, Atgier's just gonna go straight to bed.
He just drops right where he stands, falls asleep instantly.
Luna and I will definitely hold watch, but I don't know if you guys will trust that yet.
I mean, you mentioned the name of Shen, so you're basically in. Who else would possibly know of this person?
Yes.
All right, so Baranor, I want you to hold on to a perception check, and we are all going to take a 15-minute break.
All right.
Okey-doke.
So, we will be back here at 4:45 Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see you in just a few minutes, boys.
All right.
All right. Are we all here? See, many of you are muted.
Oh yeah.
Present and accounted for.
Bing, 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 bing.
I are here.
Well, present, maybe not here.
President.
Mental
Here
or
in
physically?
spirit or mind?
Yeah. That's
I meant to post this. You guys saw this at some point. Sorry.
Ooh, I like the haircut. Is this like a random character, or did you actually make this for your character?
This is literally, I got lucky. This is the first half-elf ranger on Google Images.
nice.
It really is perfect.
Yeah.
As you all mill about the area, Daunt wanders over to Koza and just clutching a wound on his arm. Says, Koza, you think you can patch me up here?
Yep, sure thing. And I cast Cure Wounds.
All right.
And I kind of shout to the rest of the party, like, if anyone else needs any major healing, just make your way over here.
Yeah. And
I can also heal if need be.
I'm using Song of Rest in case anybody wants to spend hit dice.
Okay. And how much does that heal up Daunt for?
Yeah,
Koza?
let me just... I think Cure Wounds is a d6, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to check. It's a d8. Plus my ability modifier, which is... So you get healed for 6 points of damage.
Cool.
Does anyone else need anything?
I think it's time to use some healing.
Alright.
But I suppose we had a short rest, so actually, nah, I'm good, brother.
Alright.
About this time, Luna, the wolf companion,
Yes.
begins kind of figurating in between the legs of the extremely tall Furbolg, and just kind of looking up at him with his tongue hanging out. He, she,
Her
tongue. Just kind of hanging out, panting, and just looking up at the Furbolg with a little bit of interest.
I kind of kneel down and look deep into its eyes. Do I kind of get a sense of what it's thinking?
Make an insight check.
Oh, that's not good. That's an 11 or 12.
Well, that's not a failure. Baranor, is there anything you'd like to communicate, even on a surface level, emotional-wise, to Koza through your companion?
She's not used to seeing something that tall, where she can do the figure eight, and is quite interested, just in general. Maybe something in your pockets? I don't know. She can smell something.
Well, what's in my pockets?
You are a druid. You probably have like fungus and roots.
Yeah, I can't imagine I really... Yeah, I don't see anything in my pockets, so I'm gonna say I pull out like a piece of ration and just kind of hand it over, like kind of offer it.
Yeah, she takes it willingly.
Happily accepts.
Yeah. She kind of chews on it for a moment and just starts devouring it.
Cool.
Yeah. She really likes you.
Well, it just so happens that I also have a not as much a companion, but more of a how would I word this? An assistant almost. And I summon Chonky Boy.
Chonky Boy!
Luna, Chonky, Luna.
There's Chonky Boy.
Okay.
He's not
Big
actually
fat
that
wolf.
big. He's not actually
Okay.
large. That's just the smallest we could make him.
Okay.
the two wolves begin to circle each other. Chonky Boy being a little more ethereal in nature, at least on his initial approach, and Luna seems definitely perplexed by the sudden appearance of another wolf. But the two just kind of dart off into the woods and then dart back into camp, and they seem to be playfully chasing each other. So you stand in the bosom of the Calded Sticks, in the midst of this now dying down campfired campground. The horses seem fresh enough. You all seem fresh enough. What would you like to do?
Well, I reckon we should go get our things and then get on our way to Dainne.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we really need to get this sword thing figured out.
Ray, I didn't want to bring it up, but it's not getting better on its own. So the faster we go, the happier I will be.
Let's
I take a moment or two to kind of fill Baranor in on what our errand is consisting of and why.
Sounds good. As I said, Shen told me to offer you guys aid if you guys needed it, and it seems like you guys could need some help. Question though, do you mind if we hook up this cart to one of your horses?
Not at all.
I'm a ranger and everything, but I don't want to walk while all you guys have horses.
Fair enough.
Okay, so whoever wants to drive the cart, you may add a horse cart to your carrot or to your inventory.
No. Who is that going to be?
I'll drive it.
It's fine with me. I can even drive it.
Okay.
I have
I think
proficiency.
Koza said he would like to drive it.
Okay.
And we can rotate riders if that's the case as well.
Yeah.
If somebody needs to rest for a while or something like that, they can take like a nap in the cart. I don't mind taking the reins every once in a while.
Come with me.
Cool. And we can
Okay.
follow.
Atgierr just lays down in the back of the cart, goes to sleep.
All right, I'll take care of the horse.
All right, so before you all head out, I had Baranor hold on to a perception check. So go ahead and roll that for me.
Yep. Perception. There we are. Yeah, decent.
Baranor, on the very edge of the camp, up in one of the trees, you hear a squawk. As you look up, expecting a crow or some other sort of scavenger-type bird, you see at first what you think to be a vulture. But this one has no skin on its neck or head. It is a skeletal vulture, and it's from its neck down is fully feathered. And it's just perched up on this high branch looking down at all of you. And you're the only one who sees it.
I will draw... is everyone resting at this point, or everyone's awake, right?
It's a short rest. You don't really nap during a short rest. You just kind of sit and be still.
Sure. I will draw everyone's attention up to that and kind of aim my bow at it.
Pretty sure we've seen these things before.
Yes. Not sure if they were agents of Bogmother or of Shekis.
You will recall, and this is my fault for not mentioning it at the time, I told you afterwards, that within Drelka's cabin were several of these vultures perched inside.
Okay, so they're agents of hers. So they're agents of Drelka.
Or someone who wants to keep tabs on Drelka, but with a Scottish accent.
All right, well, it doesn't seem to be threatening you as you all pack up camp and make your, or not pack up camp. It's not your camp. Pack up your things, load up the cart, get the horses ready, and if you guys would like to make your way further west towards Dainne, based on your knowledge, Baranor, you would know that from here it's about a 3-day journey.
All right, I would convey that to the group.
We had to head back to town to pack up all of our things, and then head on to Dainne.
Yeah, you're only about 10 minutes outside of town.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if there's anything in particular you guys would like to do in town, we can fast forward to where you make your way back west again.
The only thing I need in town is some sort of oil to grease up my armor.
Okay.
I need to load up on some crossbow bolts.
All right.
Or maybe check with anybody around town who might actually have flaxseed as well.
All right. Crossbow bolts. They're going to cost you 1 gold for a pack of 20.
All right.
You're able to find flaxseed at the alchemist's or the herbalist's tent that you visited earlier in your stay of Rathburn.
Perfect.
And he is able to give you. Is there a certain amount that you want?
As much as I can get.
I mean, he's got a whole pound of it.
I'll take the whole pound.
The whole pound will be 5 silver.
Sure.
There any,
And he also sells oil. I don't know if that's what you wanted it for.
Yeah, I'll take the oil as well.
The oil is going to be a gold for a kind of a health potion sized bottle.
Okay.
there any
And he literally just uses that to like grease the wheels on his cart.
Clever man.
Anybody else?
any jewelry fences?
Jewelry fences. Oh yeah. I mean, if you make an investigation check, I'll let you know what kind of jewelry you find.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't find a jeweler per se, but you do find a tent of what looks like a guy who's selling like odds and ends and knickknacks and mostly junk, but it does look like he's got a couple of silver rings. One looks like it has a garnet on it, and he's what looks like he's kind of like a half orc, but he's real short and fat and squat. He's got a long gray beard, bald head, and right now he's just kind of arranging a couple of items on his little. He's got like a shelf with another shelf behind him.
Okay. I'm in the market for some high-end gemstones.
High-end gemstones. What kind you looking for?
I'm looking for some high-quality diamond.
Diamonds. Just a second. Give me one moment. And he kind of turns around and disappears into his tent. And you see him poke his head back out and goes, how much of it do you wish to have? I don't have a lot.
Why don't you tell me which ones you have, and I'll let you know which ones I need.
Okay. And he kind of goes into the darkness. You hear him rustling. There's things falling over. You hear a glass break, and he's just like scrambling on the inside. You see him come out with a handful of glittering stones, about each one the size of a pea. He goes, got one worth about 20 gold, got another one worth about 15, and looks like I got 4 of them worth 10 each.
Well, thanks, but not quite what I was looking for. Anybody else in the area that may have?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a real wealthy area, wealthy place.
Okay. Okay.
And it's just not somewhere that you are able to locate a, high quality
Yeah.
jewelers.
Because I'm looking for that ring of revivify. I need the components.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, a 300 gold diamond just probably doesn't exist for sale here. Definitely probably exists for stealing, but not for sale.
Right. Okay. All right, then. All my business done.
Axton, to answer your question, it is 1 dose for your entire suit of armor, and I will make the determination based on your environment if that oil has worn off.
I don't know how much this is here, so. Yeah.
Did you hear me, Barry?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
Oh.
2 berries.
Yeah. Are you like bury the person or bury the character?
Barry is my alter ego.
Yeah.
So if there is no other business, and you gentlemen wish to make your way out of town, I'm going to need a person at the front, person at the back.
Atgierr will bring up the rear.
Okay.
I'll go up front.
All right, I need a perception check for both of you. And who in the middle would like to roll a D100?
I'll do that.
Okay. All right, 18 from Atgierr, not bad. 28 from Axton Wood and Bloom. Okay, and let me get a D100 from Koza.
29.
Jeez. Okay. The first day of this journey, the Calded Sticks are very vast, and the swamp itself is just miserably mucky and wet and drizzly. However, the further west you travel, the more solid the ground becomes. The puddles of stagnant water become a little less frequent, and the trees themselves begin to become a little more livelier. And as you travel farther away, the sun begins to set, and your muscles and bones begin to ache from the weariness of just constant all-day travel. Your horses begin to bray and buck and demand a rest. And however, you do not actually encounter anything that would slow you down. And you actually start to see the sun far away in the distance, dipping below the mountains, which is a very pleasing variety from the dreariness and haze that the Calded Sticks has offered you. You find yourselves now at the very, very edge of the Calded Sticks. Your stomachs are rumbling, you're tired, and it's getting dark.
Well, to fix that tumbly-rumbly issue, I cast Goodberry and make 1 berry for everyone in the party.
Koza reaches out with his hand, and you see these golf ball sized red, juicy, glistening spheres that just look like they taste sweet and tart, and he hands one to each of you, and they are delicious. Should you choose to eat it?
I'll eat it.
Sure.
I think they also give you
1 health.
a point of healing.
Yep.
That they do. What would you guys like to do? The horses are becoming a little unruly.
Let's make camp here for the night, or find the nearest place that we can make camp.
Yeah, you actually, where you stop everybody's seen The Lion King. It looks like a stone outcropping with another stone directly leaning up against it, which has formed kind of a natural lean-to that's sheltering you from the elements. And it's not too far away.
Yeah, let's scope that area out and make sure it's safe and camp it in for the night.
Perfect.
Yeah, let me get a perception check from two of you, or one with advantage.
Ooh, me advantage, me advantage. What's helpful?
Got it.
Another 26.
Even my passive is 19, so it's pretty hard for me not to see something.
Yeah.
What did we get? 26, good. As the night begins to draw, the haze and fog from the nearby calded sticks, or the borders thereof, begins to spill into this area, which is starting to look more and more like a forest and less like a swamp. And the air is wet and very humid and dewy. Where the swamp was hot and cold and made you feel kind of uncomfortable, this much more forested area is cooler, and you feel yourselves tugging at the edges of your clothing to bring it a little closer in. You hear all manner of forest animals at night, nocturnal owls and birds and insects that flit in and out of your realm of perception.
I'm gonna start gathering things to make a campfire.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check.
Ooh, I'm very good at those. Ooh, 20 something.
20 and stuff.
Yes.
Off to the edge of the camping area, you find what looks to be a tree that has been ravaged by termites and ants, where the wood just breaks apart easily in your grasp. It would make a fitting fire.
All right. I get a small pile together, and I cast Produce Flame.
Whoosh. Instantly, it goes up, and the flames begin licking the logs. It looks like this wood will probably go out just as you guys are drifting off to sleep, which was kind of like a perfect timing kind of thing.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I'll use that time to oil my armor and whatnot too.
Yuno's gonna
it
cast.
takes you. Sorry, go ahead.
Yuno's gonna cast Tiny Hut as a ritual.
Okay. So, Axton, as you kind of pull your armor off and inspect where the real problem areas are, you start kind of dabbing a rag into this oil and just working it into the seams and between the plates. The armor is completely filthy. It needs a proper cleaning. I'm not sure if you're prepared to do that tonight, but you do definitely get the oil into the places that it needs to be, to the point where it's not silent when it moves. You still hear metal on metal, but the squeaking and difficult of range of movement has completely subsided, and you feel a little more confident when you put this on again that it'll function the way it should.
Perfect.
Right as about your eyes start to droop, Axton, during your watch, you can hear someone within the dome, which the tiny hut has been silent thus far. You hear someone stirring,
I'm guessing it's
rustling
Atgierr.
in their sleep.
He's so restless all the time.
Well, the dome is opaque, so you'd have to poke your head in to see who it is.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
The last time I got restless, I ate someone.
Yeah.
You notice it is not Atgierr.
Correction. You tried to eat someone.
I got a taste. I didn't like it.
You see that it is Daunt.
Uh-oh.
He's in the midst of a dream. Something rattling him. And he sits up, upright. And his eyes, the typical auburn-colored irises, the entire eyes, both of his eyes are completely black. And you see little tiny black inky tentacles begin to erupt from his eyes.
Ew.
And a small pinpoint of red light at the pupil begins to expand until the entire eye is filled with red light. And these black inky tentacles surrounding his eyes. He sits there for a moment, his mouth agape, his head erect to the sky, shaking, shivering, and then he snaps his eyes closed, drops his head, and blinks a few times. And he looks up at you, Axton, and he just says, in 3 simple words, "I have to go." And he stands up. He gathers his belongings and just keeps an eye on you, Axton, as he is backing away slowly. He puts a hand on your shoulder, gives you a subtle nod, and says, "Take care of the lads for me, but I must go."
Will we see you again?
I don't know. My patron is calling me. He assures me this quest, this dragon, is in good hands with yours. Say goodbye to the lads for me, will you?
Will do.
And he just kind of drops his hand off your shoulder, and you see a small tear kind of drip from the corner of his eye. And he mounts Shortcake, unties her from the tree she's tied to, and the two of them disappear into the darkness of the night.
Oh, that sucks. Oh well. Gotta do what you gotta do.
The rest of your watch goes by.
Yeah, who do we wait for next watch?
I can take next watch.
Okay, I'll wake you. Let you know what happened.
All right, so we're one short. Good to know. I'll sit outside with Luna, and Luna kind of paces around the surrounding area of the camp.
Luna communicates with you that she watched Daunt and Shortcake.
Not good.
Watched them disappear, except they weren't going west. They were going back the way they came, only in a slightly different direction than Rathburn. Something far to the east compelled them to leave. And Luna followed them for about 2 miles before stopping and turning back. Your watch goes by without incident.
Okay.
And you all awaken in the morning.
Oh, that was an uneventful evening. Fan-fucking-tastic.
Where's Daunt?
Let's get to Dainne. Oh, shite. Where is Gaunt?
Oh yeah, Daunt had to go on another mission. He said that he may see us again. We're not sure.
He headed east
Specify-
somewhere.
Oh. That's a little strange, but I'm not going to try to stop him.
No, I didn't try to stop him. He obviously got a message in the middle of the night from, he said his patron, that it was urgent and that he had to go.
Yeah, that I can understand. So what's our next move?
I guess we're just gonna head on.
Right, onward to the Frosty Ale. It's a tavern in Dainne I've heard great things about.
Well, I trust your judgment.
You really shouldn't. Alright, let's pack up.
Well, we should have, what, 2 days more of travel? So.
If everyone wants to go to Roll20 and look at their map, I've just uploaded something. This encapsulates the total distance crown collectors have traveled since their formation.
Wow. That's so itty bitty.
It's a big place.
So you find yourselves right about at this moment here. You guys still have a 2-day journey to get to Dainne. But as you pack up camp, feed your horses, feed each other, the air becomes crisp instead of dank. You find yourselves they don't smell quite as badly as you did previously in the throes of the Calded Sticks, where it seemed like everywhere you went, it made you smell bad. It feels a bit like autumn here, without the changing of the leaf color, but the temperature does seem to be slightly dropping, just a tiny little bit. And the forest begins to open up with trees instead of a dense forested area. The trees seem to be a little more sparse. And your horses seem ready and rested. And I would like somebody to helm the front and rear, and somebody to go ahead and roll a d20 for me from the middle.
I'll take the rear.
Yeah, Atgier's gonna keep sleeping. I forgot that I have disadvantage on shit.
Well, I'll do another perception check from the front.
Atgierr, thank you for that reminder.
Yep, willpower save?
Yeah, you wake up with a horrendous stomachache.
Oh no. My tum-tum.
Oh no.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy, this one's bad.
Is this considered poison?
No.
Okay.
This is an effect of the curse.
I don't feel good, boys. I don't feel good.
We need a doctor.
So, Atgierr, you vomit your breakfast all over the road behind you.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
You break into a flop sweat, and you fall unconscious.
I immediately scoop him up and throw him over my shoulder.
I mean, I'm in the back of the, yeah, I'm already...
Never mind then.
You can sit with him.
Sure, I'll do that.
I don't
Cart
know.
will hold the both of you.
Tell me I'm a pretty boy.
It's a pretty big cart. It looks like it's designed to hold a significant amount of like produce. It's not like a tiny one-horse cart. It's got
like
a couple.
Cart? Like one of those.
Yeah, it looks like it can hold a few people in it.
Right.
So how many horses
Yeah,
we got?
just-
One, two.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, with Baranor not having a horse, and the fact that there already was a horse kind of attached to it, if one of you sacrificed a horse for the cart, then you could pull it, which is what I pretty much figured you did.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit with Atgierr on the cart and make sure he's like,
He's
okay.
out. He is out cold.
Well, then I'll just sit with him, keep him company.
Okay. His head is in your lap. You're kind of petting his head.
Cute.
Who's up front?
I've never had such a good friend.
All right. I need a perception check from the front, a perception check from the rear, and I need someone else to give me a D100.
I'll give you the D100.
Okay. $72. Cool.
I hope that's good.
Somebody from the back, perception.
I'll give the back.
Yeah, Atgierr is incapable of doing such.
Perception. Okay. There we go.
Ooh, nice. All right.
Wow.
So, Axton, you don't see anything on the horizon as you trot forward with your horse. You don't see anything on the horizon that looks dangerous. No approaching creatures. And no bandits or anything like that. Baranor, as you scan the horizon behind you, you do not see anything chasing you or following you, other than perhaps, maybe a woodland creature here and there, just kind of hopping from bush to bush, curious as to what you are and what you're doing there.
Luna perks up every once in a while, but stays with us.
Yep. Let's see here. And Koza, you both are kind of alert right now. And you notice something buried in the earth, sticking up out of the ground as you pass by. Which is what I should say. You guys are traveling along the Emperor's Highway, which is a more traveled roadway than just scarring through the wilds like you had been leading up to this moment. You see what looks like an obelisk that is half buried and leaning at about a 80-degree angle, made of like a black obsidian crystal. And you're about 30 feet away from it, 25 feet away from it, and you're just it's about 20 to 30 feet away from the main thoroughfare of this roadway. And it's just sitting in the dirt.
Yuno's gonna go investigate it.
What was that?
Yuno's gonna go investigate it.
Okay. Are you going to peel off on your horse, or are you going to stop the whole caravan?
I'm just gonna peel off on my horse.
Should we send the sprite or Luna?
The sprite is gone.
Sprite went with the changeling.
The sprite
right.
left
Okay.
with
All right.
Daunt.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Then Luna or what was the other one? Big boy?
Chunky
Chunky
boy,
boy.
Monkey boy. There we go.
who is gone at this point.
Right. But you can summon him back again.
Yeah.
I could send Luna over.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check with Luna, and you can go ahead and make an investigation check since you're closer.
All right. Luna's perception is +6. Okay.
28. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Okay. How do I do this? Okay. Die. Oh, not good. 12.
Okay, so it looks like a big rock to the wolf.
Mhm.
Doesn't really regard it too much, as it doesn't have an interest in anything that isn't actively threatening or looking like a meal. However, gets a much better, closer look at it, and your inspection of it makes you confident that it's not actively, outwardly dangerous. So you're able to put your hand on it. And with that high of a roll, you feel just a very subtle, gentle thrumming. Whoa. Whoa. Just this soft, undulating pulse deep within the rock. And now this obelisk is about 5 feet in diameter. It is square cut and tapers all the way at the top, and it is jutting out of the dirt at an odd angle. And based on how little it reacts to your touch, and you're able to actually kind of push on it a little bit just to see what happens, and it is solid as a mountain. And you get the feeling that it might just extend further into the dirt than it is exposed. And it looks eerily similar to the large, gigantic, actually, black onyx crystal that's jutting out from the mountain range just north of the city of Brackenshire. A object you know to be called the Shadow Nest. This object looks very similar to it, albeit much smaller in size.
All right, so Yuno's going to return to the group and share my observation.
How far off from? How far away is it?
About 20 to 30 feet off the road.
Okay. I'll cast detect magic.
Ah. There is a heavily strong magical presence underground and deep within where you believe the stone is.
I'll relay that to the rest of the group.
And I'll say this, being that detect magic is cool and it stays active, when Yuno mentioned that there was a thrumming vibration, you're sensing that with each of those thrumming vibrations there is a pulse of magic that sort of permeates the entire length of the obelisk and just continuously pulses.
Yeah, this thing is quite magically powerful. Goes a lot deeper than we.
What is the Shadow's Nest?
Well, it's the subject of some debate, depending on what stories you believe and models. Some say it's an ancient dragon's territory that was kind of shattered and there's mysterious residue. Some believe that it's a place that has kind of just captured residual magic over an extended period of time. Some people think it's just a natural formation from a geological occurrence. So it just really depends kind of on what.
Go ahead and make a history check, That
is a 19 plus 8. 27.
And then I'm gonna text you something. 27?
Whispers.
Yep, 27.
You have like expertise in history?
Yep.
Nice.
That and investigation. Can find anything and knows his history. An arcana.
Kind of fits your.
He was a very studious boy.
Kind of fits his mold as kind of a artifact collector and hunter. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yes.
So you're Indiana Jones.
Everything he said is everything that he said about the Shadow Nest is correct as far as what is passed around as far as rumor, with the addition of this piece of information.
One of the more outlandish and kind of untraceable lore regarding it is it's a ancient cosmic god or being that crashed into the world and went kind of dormant and is just taking a nap and is leeching radiant magic into the air and the universe and the world and all of that. But that's crazy.
So it therefore must be the correct answer.
Occam's razor.
Occam's razor as the solution with the least variables is most often correct. I don't know how ancient cosmic god.
Right, because that's the most likely choice, no? Ancient cosmic gods. Right,
So what
like,
could this crystal be
for all
used
of life's
for, or why
unanswered
is it
questions,
here?
it's ancient cosmic gods. Oh wait, I'm unconscious.
You're just saying all this in your sleep.
Meh, meh, cosmic beings, meh.
Clunk.
So why
But
is
that
this
is
crystal here?
all.
And-
Oh, sorry,
and-
Axton, go ahead.
It's okay. So what is this crystal used for? Or like, why is it here?
It's not used for anything. It's not like there's no real medicinal purposes or anything like that. It literally just forms in that specific area. This could be a piece that's of the same material, just offshooting.
But you said it's giving off magic, so it can't be used for anything. Like, can't be crafted with or anything like that.
I mean, you can try to go hack a piece of this weird, mysterious, unknown crystal off. Use your other magic halberd, because double magic has
Well, I was
never.
just wondering if maybe we should, like, I don't know, dig this up or anything like that.
Or maybe we should just
If-
mark it on our map and go on our way.
I mean, if you'd like to dig a giant magical unknown obelisk out of the ground, I won't stop you. But I will tell you from historical precedents that that is not going to work out well for you.
And if what you're telling me about
By all means, you can wake Atgierr up and you guys can do it. But please let me be far away.
Cool. Well, we'll make note of it on the map, like you said.
and let's be on our way. Take care of our friend here.
So that is the extent of what you guys encounter along your journey. You travel all day, and as the sun begins to set once again, you find yourselves in a somewhat meadow, a clearing, if you will, with tall grass, boulders in large boulders that jut from the ground offer something to lean up against, and your muscles and your backside are just have taken a wallop. Most of you are not used to riding this heavily, this long, and you find yourselves tired again.
You know, would you be able to help me out tonight for the watch?
I can cast Tiny Hut and Alarm, so we'll know if anyone's in the area.
Okay. Well, I actually had another favor. I was wondering if you'd be able to cast that one spell that you'd like to say.
No, I can't. I don't know it.
You don't know it?
Unlearn.
It doesn't exist.
My brain hurts. Can't think of it.
Meditation? You can't help me with that?
Walks up to
Hibernation.
Axton and casts Prestidigitation and makes all of his clothes and armor super dirty.
Oh, I was gonna help ask if you could clean them. Come on.
Be careful what you wish for. Oh, did you want them clean?
Yeah.
Cast it again and cleans Axton off.
All right. Finally, after days of kind of dealing with this armor in its present state, having to form the words for prestidigitation finds the will to mess with Axton a little bit and covers him in a layer of mud just for a split second before all of that, as well as everything that was on the armor originally, just kind of lifts like as if a cloud of dust and settles on the ground around him. Your armor is now pristine.
Great. Excellent.
It took a little bit of the oil with it, so it may require you to purchase more as you get into as you approach civilization.
Actually,
but for the time being, it doesn't seem to be giving you
in
too much
regards to
trouble.
that, I'm going to spend my watch tonight to boil some of that flaxseed and make some of flaxseed oil with my
Very
cooked
good.
vegetables.
All right, so with a pound, it's going to require half of that.
Oh no,
To get-
it only actually takes about, let's see, I got the recipe here. It's 30 grams to make a nice bit of oil.
How much oil?
Let me see. Hold on. Just coming up. I'll text it to you. Or message it to you. You can go on with the story while I get the information.
Fascinating. Let's see here. There's. So as you guys stop, I need somebody to roll for perception as camp gets set up.
I'll do that.
So it looks like you've got, for this calculation, you got 15 uses if I'm to believe that one of these doses will cover your armor. So you've got, I'll say with the flaxseed you've got, it's going to take you a short rest to prepare each one, and you'll have 15 uses, okay?
Sure.
And with a 22, the night air grows cool and quiet. With the meadow itself is peaceful, and you don't seem to see anything.
Have we noticed if the bone vulture has been following us this whole time?
Make a perception check, Baranor.
Perception. That's good.
You do not see the bone skull vulture. As a matter of fact, as you were kind of keeping an eye on it, since you'd never seen it before and it kind of freaked you out a little bit, you noticed about the time that you left the borders of the Calded Sticks, those creatures stopped following you. Oza.
Yes.
As the camp settles into another night's rest in the wilds, being that you are now out of the Calded Sticks proper, you feel a sense of relief, as if your breath smells sweeter than it has in a week. You feel the corruption that took root in the Calded Sticks gone from your senses. It's so much nicer here. You look around at the grass, and it seems the grass is doing what it should be doing. And it's untouched by the unnatural hand of Shekis's magic. You feel much calmer, much peaceful here. And you feel like tonight, you may actually dream again.
This feels a lot better.
Your night goes by uneventful. And indeed, Cozy, you do dream again. You dream of fields, endless fields of tall grass. You walk through them with your hands at your side, feeling the wheat and the grass just skitter through your fingertips.
Is my name Russell
see
Crowe?
Ha! You see,
Are they strawberry fields?
you see a rising sun. It quickly sets and rises again and again. But as you look back, when the sun sets behind you, it sets into a deep yellow-green glow. An ominous, foreboding premonition of what lies behind you. And the personal responsibility that you feel to the land there. And just as the sun sets for the final time, you feel a warm hand on your shoulders, sourceless, identityless. But it's reassuring to you that when you return there, you will return with the power and the capability to do something about it. And you open your eyes the next morning to find the rest of the party rising with you. And I will be right back. So if you guys want to chat for a moment amongst yourselves.
Chat.
How's everybody feeling?
So good. Also, Tommy B, awesome entrance, bro. Did you know that's how you're gonna come in?
What's that?
Did you know that you were gonna have the entrance that you did?
Yeah,
I
that was
had
an awesome entrance.
I had a general idea. It was going to be scripted a few different ways, but we settled on that way. So
Nice.
Well, in any case, it was very entertaining.
oh yes.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought we were gonna have to bury a young lady.
No.
Me too. Dude, I was gonna murder this man.
And then we have to kill the dad, so like our reputation isn't injured. It'd be awful.
Oza would have woken up today and chosen violence.
Always choose violence.
Adios.
I have the recipe here to make flaxseed oil, but it doesn't tell me how much oil I get.
I imagine it's proportional to the number of flax seeds.
Well, hey, I think a pound of flaxseed producing 15 doses of oil, and let's be honest, I'm not going to sit here and make you oil your armor every day.
I know.
It's going to be like if you're walking through the rain, or you got really, really dirty, or you just came out of a dungeon, you're probably going to need to do something about it.
But like if we're just walking through town and like shopping and stuff, you know, you don't have to strip in the street and start oiling your armor.
Yeah.
Well, you could, but I wouldn't recommend
I
it.
mean, yes, that's totally an option, but you don't have to. It is just that, an option.
So as you all rise in the morning, Baranor,
Yes.
you rise first. And Luna kind of nuzzles your hip a little bit and points out to the meadow beyond. And you guys are kind of on a hill a little bit. You seem to be going downhill in your journey, just slightly. And as your stomach rumbles, you notice that personally your rations are looking a little dry, a little dusty. And you look down into the valley below, and you see a very handsome, large antlered buck.
Aw.
Some kind of ungulate creature, either a deer or an elk or a caribou. And it's about 300 yards away.
Is everyone still? So I'm the first awake, but is anyone else kind of stirring at this point?
Nope.
Okay.
The sun is not up yet. although the light from the encroaching sunrise is starting to paint the sky in very, very faint blues and pinks.
Who was last up for a watch then?
You are.
Okay, I was the last one up for watch. Okay, I would kind of gently shake someone who's near me and kind of like tell them, hey, I'm gonna go off for a little bit if they can watch the camp.
You nudge, you know.
You know, okay. Like, I'm gonna go get us breakfast.
Does not take kindly to be woken up, so he just shoots firebolts into the air, all angry.
Oh.
Pew, 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 pew.
Well, fortunately, he can't cast outside of the dome, so it just kind of like negates as soon as it hits the dome
Just
itself.
fizzles out at the barrier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now is awake, and he casts like prestidigitation on himself to like almost splash water kind of in his face to like wake him up.
Yeah, it's mildly effective.
And while Atgier's sleeping, goes over and casts prestidigitation again and turns all his clothes bright pink.
Cool. So for the next hour, he's going to look fabulous. All right, Baranor.
All right, but I will then leave the shelter of the dome and kind of move toward my quarry.
The elk is unaware of your location. It seems preoccupied with a bit of grass that it's found. You do look at your feet and you notice there are patches of elf leaf all over the place, which is a pretty common kind of shrub or weed. It grows low in bunches the size of a cabbage that woodland creatures tend to gravitate towards for sustenance. And this particular elk has found himself a large patch of it and is currently consuming it with vigor. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
With an 18, I'm going to make him roll a perception. Oh no, that's a natural 3. This thing is very busy eating elf leaf on the ground. You're able to creep up at its kind of behind it and to the left with its rump facing you, and you can see its large antler display kind of bobbing up and down as it chews and consumes the elf leaf shrub around it. The closer you get, the more you can smell this creature. It has a very heavy musk smell. But it also smells crisp and clean, like this thing maybe perhaps recently trudged through a river or a stream. It's got a wet fur smell to it. And you can now, the closer you get, you can hear it actively chewing and breathing heavily as it eats. You are about, I'd say, 50 feet away.
Quietly bring my bow to the ready. And
All
Luna's going to be off to the side. We've done this hundreds, if not thousands of times before.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage for Luna.
All right. Let me pull up her stealth, if I remember correctly. All right, her stealth is a +7. With advantage? Okay. Alright, so 18.
Luna swings wide and gets a little closer than you are, but swings to the left, just almost to the point where she thinks the elk will be able to see her if she pops her head above the grass. Meanwhile, you stand stock still. like an oak tree. You grasp the back of your fletched arrow and hold your bow at the ready. And on your word, go ahead and roll an attack.
All right, and commence. Sure.
If you're hidden,
Yeah.
you should be at advantage.
Yes, you are definitely hidden.
There we go.
Oof. Yes. Go ahead and roll damage. And as you let loose your arrow, it flies true, strikes the beast square in the side at a bit of an angle, but you definitely get it between the ribs and into the heart. The elk bucks backwards, slams its forehooves into the ground, and immediately takes off. It's stumbling, it's breathing erratically, ragged even. Luna takes off and tears after it. Go ahead and make a bite attack for Luna.
All right. Luna's bite attack. It's a plus, with my proficiency, a +7 to hit. If I remember correctly how to work this. It's 21.
21.
You're also at advantage for surprise.
Wow.
That's right.
21.
All right. So you're not going to need to roll damage because Luna grabs the elk around the throat, tears open its jugular, but in a very quick motion, almost a slicing pattern. The elk screams briefly and then drops to the ground, skidding a few feet before coming to a halt.
Wow.
And then all is silent once again. You approach. Luna, now just a small trickle of blood coming from the chin, staining the fur, gives you a look in silent agreement that this was indeed a clean kill to be proud of.
Indeed it was. Indeed it was. And I'll grab the deer and haul it back towards the hut.
You're going to drag the whole thing back?
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to need a strength check.
Sure.
Oh boy.
This thing is huge.
Oh, okay.
It is considered, I consider it a large beast. It is a large elk. Very
All
large
right.
creature.
I'll try to haul it back and yeah, no.
Yeah. You grab it around the antlers and the head just kind of rocks left and right, and that's about it.
All right. I will
Come get me, I'll be able to help you.
cut some chunks out of it then and take those back.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check with advantage.
Wait, is everyone up at this point?
Think Atgier's still dead?
I'll take
I
that.
just want to know if all of this happened before we all woke up.
Hell yeah. Let's go eat some food.
So, the first one awake is Koza, and you awaken to find Baranor missing, and Yuna looking very irate. But
Did
only
I
after a
see-
few minutes do you see Baranor return with what appears to be a section of elk fur wrapped around a package of some kind.
Do I see the elk like in the distance?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He went for a little bit of a jaunt.
This is just some of breakfast. If anyone else wants to go get some more, or needs anything from an elk for magical purposes,
Yeah, I'll go help haul
you
it.
may guess.
I follow Baranor back.
Okay. Go ahead and give me... It doesn't take you long. It's only about 300 yards down the way, down the hill a little bit. You find a partially dissected elk carcass. And if you give me a survival check, we'll find out how much meat you gather.
Okay. Well, can I just haul it over my shoulder or something? Or try to pick the whole thing up?
You could try.
I would like to assist with this type of thing because I'm actually fairly
Okay.
strong.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check with advantage, one of you. And it is a beautiful creature. Despite the large gash and wound in its side, you notice that this is a strong beast.
Can I get advantage?
I mean, I already rolled.
Oh,
That's a 19.
Well, you had
Okay,
higher
well,
than me.
that beats his 18. So it takes both of you to grab it by the antlers, and it's an effort. I mean, you guys are literally dragging it foot by foot. Ugh.
I have a 20 strength, so I should be able to go.
This is a big boy.
It is a large creature, and by the time you get it to camp, everyone's awake. They're tearing down camp at this moment. They're feeding the horses. Some of them are starting to kind of dig through their rations and eating some of the jerky that you guys have had forever, and it's like, nah. And then you see you see Baranor unwrapping large chunks of meat as Axton and Koza drag the rest of the carcass into camp, and you're all just like, ooh.
I'm gonna start the bits of meat I have already cooking, and then while that's doing that, I'll proceed to skin the elk.
All right, so give me another survival check.
Sure. Not so good that time.
14. Okay, you create 14 rations worth of venison out of this entire elk. So if you guys want to split that up however you want,
That's not
it
bad.
is up to you. And the meat cooks deliciously. And Axton, why don't you go ahead and make a nature check for me?
Sure.
I would also store the elk skin in the cart.
I'm sorry, that's just normal. 7.
7? Yeah, you go around looking for herbs that could aid in cooking this venison, but you don't really find anything.
Cool. Seems like you're pretty good at hunting and working with leather and hide. In the future, I would like to help out with that. I'm pretty proficient with leather working and survival. Paranoid.
Oh, what was that? You directed that to me? Yeah.
I said, yeah, in the future, if you want to go hunting or carve up meat and things like that, I'm pretty proficient with survival and leather working, so I could help out in the future.
All right, sounds good.
If you need any tools or anything like that, I also have them in my pack.
Okay, we got this nice elk hide to if we want to make something out of that.
Cool.
It's okay. It wasn't expertly removed, so it's not one complete piece, but there are several tears and breaks at the edges and a couple holes in the carcass where it was shot. But it's a large 5x5 length of elk hide. Sure.
And just store that in the cart.
Sure. Camp is torn down. Everyone's bellies are full and warm. The day is yours. You have one more leg of this journey before you reach Dainne. Who would like to helm this journey?
Not me. I'm done.
Axton is riding in the cart. He's asleep.
Is Atgierr still unconscious?
Atgierr, we'll get to Atgierr.
He's dead. Now you need to meet his twin brother, Ratgear.
No, he's currently unable to assist in the watch, but we'll get to Atgierr.
All right, what the hell? I'll take the front.
All right, who's got the rear?
I'll take the rear again.
Okay, I need perception checks individually from each of you, and I need someone in the middle to roll a D100.
I'll roll the D100.
Glad I didn't take the front.
19. All right, Baranor. So, you are not typically accustomed to riding in the back of a cart. You are more of an on-foot kind of guy. And you notice, as you look back, that you had stored several of those rations on the back of the cart. And after a few hours of riding and hitting a rock that kind of knocked the wagon loose, you look down at where you stored them, and they're not there. You lost 7 of those 14 rations.
Boy.
They just tumbled out the back.
You might want
Axton,
to miss those potholes.
Axton rolled a 38. Got it. Okay, Sazros, you rolled a 19. You see something that you haven't seen in like 2 weeks, maybe more. As you're riding on your horse, leading the party, the skies begin to open up this morning, and you see that radiant, beautiful blue sky. The heavens seem to be shining down on you as the sun bathes you in warm, greeting light. And as you look down, further down the road, and as I said, you guys are subtly traveling downhill. You look into a grand prairie valley beyond, and you see something.
Oh, please be something happy.
What did I see? What did I see?
You see the white, shining city of Dainne before you. A circular wall encapsulates the whole of the city, with a central castle at its epicenter. All of the structures within the bounds of the metropolis are fashioned out of brilliant white limestone and granite and marble. The roofs of silver and gold and black stone. The shining jewel of the empire lays before you. It's still a few, probably maybe about 10 to 15 miles away, but it is completely unmistakable in its shining glory, especially in the contrast to where you were just a few days before. However, down the road, you see something straddling the pathway. Go ahead and make another perception check, Sazros. It appears to be another traveler, just like you all, with a cart and 2 horses, kind of sideways across the road. And as you get closer, maybe 40, 50 feet away, you notice there are 2 humanoids hunched over the back of the cart. And what you see precisely is this.
All right.
It's a trap.
Nuke them from orbit.
Hey, I'm gonna take
They're about 40, 50 feet away. It appears that 2 men are working on what looks like a disheveled wheel on the edge of the cart. It's not a cart, actually. It's a proper carriage. Windows, a door, little steps to get up to it. What do you wish to do?
I just kind of looked at the gang. I just looked at the group and I go, there appears to be someone up ahead. Do we offer aid?
We should invest.
Okay. Do you want to ride up with me?
Sure.
Okay. So the 2 of us will break up ahead and come up to announce ourselves to the people.
By casting firebolts. Pew pew. We're here.
You approach And the two men, one older than the other, the kneeling man much older than the other one, they spin around on their heels, and one, the younger man, he looks to be in about his mid-30s, is dressed immaculately well. He's wearing a cloak of purple and red silk and several almost pearl baubles dangling from the trim of his front tunic. The man at his left, who is struggling with a wheel, is dressed in what looks like a coachman's attire. He's wearing a trifold hat, a red overcoat, and the both of them seem to be struggling quite heavily with whatever situation is going on. They turn around and go, "Hello."
Hello, and good morning. You seem to have run into a little bit of vehicle problems. Do you need assistance?
And then from the inside of the cart, you hear, "Thorsten, who is it?" And the younger man, kind of looks back to the carriage and looks back at you all. "It's all right, dear." And he kind of scans you and looks you up and down and looks behind you at the cart that you're pulling. "Are you here to kill us? Rob us?"
Yuno's gonna pull out.
That wasn't the plan when we woke up this morning.
Yuno's gonna pull out his signet ring and show it.
"Ah. How cerulean. Good to make your acquaintance. It's all right, dear. They're adventurers. You can come out." And the door to the carriage pops open, and you see a beautiful, beautiful blonde woman holding a small child in her hand, small bump in her belly, and the younger man rounds behind her and puts a hand on her shoulder, and this beautiful couple looks like this.
Good morning.
Wow.
Wow.
My name is Thorsten Hargrove, Sir Thorsten Hargrove. It is quite fortuitous that you would happen upon us this day. Yes, we've seemed to have thrown a carriage wheel, and my associate Mort is too feeble for the task at hand. And you hear, "Yes, sire." And the older gentleman is just trying to lift the wheel, and you see Thorsten kind of grab the carriage under the corner, and the two of them are just getting absolutely nowhere. Bit of assistance would be most appreciated.
Assistance we would be more than happy to provide, your lordship.
All right, who would like to assist?
All right, we need the big beefy boys to haul this wagon up.
Yep. I immediately
I can
hop
help.
up and offer to assist.
All right, let me get a group athletics check. Anybody who
boy.
wants to help. It's a big carriage. I think everybody could fit their hands underneath a portion of it to lift this in place. And guess what, Axton? You get to use your woodworking tools.
Yay!
Okay.
A dragonborn bard flexing for the ladies.
I'm not doing very good today.
All right, well, Sazaros did okay.
Nor am I.
I got a 3.
Okay. So it takes, it's not a failure because you're all helping and that's just the way this works. But it does take you some time. You're able to lift it just high enough with everybody's help to get it high enough to where that wheel can get pushed at least into position. And Axton, I would like you to give me a woodworking check.
Oh God, I'm not proficient with it, but I'd have the tools.
So go ahead and give me a dex, just a straight dex roll. Good enough. So you pull out your brand new, never once touched set of woodworking tools, and with this wheel in place, you kind of give it a good tap on the edges of the inner spindle, and you can see it kind of with everyone is sweating and struggling and shaking and trembling, trying to get this thing to not drop and pop the wheel back off. You're able to hammer it, bang, 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 until it nestles and clicks into place. And Mort grabs what looks like a large wooden cotter pin and slides it into a set screw hole that kind of keeps the wheel from popping off again. Right, I believe that will do it, sire. And you see Mort just kind of give you all a nod and hop back up to the driver's seat. And the young gentleman kind of rounds the corner, and his wife and small child just give you a very small nod, and they go back into the carriage.
And I will offer my hand to help them up into it.
And they take it with much enthusiasm. Well, heading my way to Dainne.
It does appear that way, your lordship.
I'm not quite a lord. I appreciate the gravitas, but I'm just a knight. Please, please, you must join us at our residence for dinner. For such gracious attitude on the road is so rare these times. Shall we ride in together?
The honor would be ours.
Well, please, feel free to join us in a carriage. There's plenty of room for all of you, and you can see it's a large carriage. It looks like it can hold 10 people in it.
Okay. I graciously accept his offer and ride in the carriage.
All right. Mort goes ahead, and anybody that wishes to ride in the carriage, Mort ties the reins of your horse to the back of the carriage so it can follow behind. The inside of the carriage is plush and lavish and cushioned and almost magically air conditioned in a way. The air smells sweet and spicy. There are incense sconces burning at all corners of the inside of the carriage. It looks like the inside is a little larger than it looks on the outside. Like you could properly host a get-together inside this carriage.
It's a TARDIS.
And as Mort snaps the reins, the carriage lurches forward and brings you all, as you look out the windows, closer and closer to the white shining city of Dainne. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay!
Yay!
That was a good game, boys.
Yeah,
I would like to formally welcome Bogey to the party. It was a real pleasure to have you on this this session. It was really great to DM you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to the Crown Collectors.
Yeah, looking forward to more.
And we'll be looking forward to your wife Steph joining us next session, right?
Yeah, she's here with me now. She just came in real late, so.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Oh, that's okay. So we'll be meeting on the 9th of October. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. I thought that went a lot better than it could have gone. There was some things that could have happened that didn't. There was some things that did happen that probably shouldn't have.
As is the case most of the time.
Yeah. Keep in touch. If you guys have any scheduling conflicts, let me know. But until then, I will see you guys in a couple of weeks.
All right. Y'all take it easy.
Yep. Great session, guys.
Have a good one, everybody.
Yep. Bye-bye.